Up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to Beyond the Splattered Graves for the St. Patrick's Day special here. Yes, this has been exciting. We kind of screwed this up. We messed up the schedule so bad that it just so happened that the next time we were streaming was going to be on
What the
St.
fuck
Patty's
are you
Day.
talking about, lad? Jesus!
And we all accidentally look Irish somehow. I don't know.
Depending on the lighting, my beard looks pretty red, so it
I
doesn't
am.
look
You
like
guys
that.
can get
normal.
fucked.
I
That's
piss
true.
green.
My dad's from Belfast.
There it is. There it is. Luke, welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a couple episodes, I think, since you've been on.
This is true. Now
How you
I've
doing?
decided to make an appearance here.
Thank
St.
you
Patrick's
for-
Day.
Well, he had to come.
Yeah,
from
thank you.
There's no way
Yeah,
you're gonna miss that.
Exactly.
Thank you for getting on top of me
Cheers, fellas.
on the screen here.
You never have to ask.
Absolutely. What's going on, Ben? How you doing? How you doing? This is an interesting one. How you say that?
You just
Darf-
watched them all.
in one day.
Yeah,
Darfalina.
Darfalina. Okay.
That's commitment. I respect that.
Yeah.
That was a ride, I bet.
Yeah.
That's
So,
pretty,
I guess
that's heavy.
as more people are trickling in here, I guess we should probably tell the story of how we came upon this and how I fucked it up tremendously by not only assuming that Evan had not seen these movies, but also being like not giving him any grounds to what number
He
was
loves
picking.
this, Evan. He loves it.
This was super funny.
By the way, I want to know
Go
what Darfalina's favorite movie is of the set before we forget.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've seen a lot of them.
I want to know which
Yeah.
one is the best, and it better be Origins. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that was almost maybe for 2 seconds the movie that we were going to talk about tonight, because I put in the chat, I just said, Evan, pick a number, and between like 1 and 8, and he picked 7, and that's Leprechaun Origins, and I was like, oh fuck, that's no good. And Alex was like, this is fucking no good, and Evan was like, this is no fucking good.
Nobody
And,
should subject him to the franchise with that movie in particular.
Yeah, we gave ourselves a mulligan, and Alex pitched 3, and I love this one. So that's why we're talking about 3. So 3 is, I think, universally around the table here. Not starting the conversation yet, but universally, I think we're all pretty big fans of this one, right? This one's pretty fun.
Yeah.
This is a good movie.
It's fully realized,
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, for the actors too, because if you watch the extras on the disc, you can see he talks about it. Yeah.
I want to ask, have any of you seen this movie?
American Psycho?
Keep looking.
Wait,
I'm trying.
I can't read it.
I can't read the top. It's
Starring Peyton List.
Oh, okay. What is that?
I was at Sunrise Records, which is where I buy my movies, and I see American Psycho sitting there, and I said, well, that doesn't look familiar. So I bring it up to the counter. I'm like, hey, what is this? And he tries to look it up, and he's like, I can't find this anywhere. What is this movie? And we find out that it's not actually called American Psycho. This movie is called American Boogie Woman. But they just put American Psycho on the case?
No, they tried to steal the name, and then it was too late. So they
something like that. But Tobin Bell is in it.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
And
he's hit or miss.
Definitely didn't get any hit ups for screeners on that one, because American Boogie Woman would have totally caught my attention.
Yeah, we were all confused because he tried to find it in their system. He's like, it doesn't even come up.
It's like takes place in the 70s in the funk era.
Oh, yeah. Hey there, Mama Bear Annie. What's going on? Yes, happy Leprechaun Day.
I'm your boogie woman.
Boogie Woman. Discussing the Leprechaun flicks here soon. But anyway, what's been going on with everybody? How we all doing? Let's start with Luke. Luke, what you got? What's been going on? What's happening in Splattercast world?
I don't know. We're tanking heavily.
What we're doing.
You guys are pushing towards 40K. I was checking today.
We're getting there. We're retiring soon, so
we're making.
We're just gonna hit it and then go dark. That's it. Radio silence.
It was a good run, chaps.
Yep, it's getting pretty serious. We're definitely talking.
This isn't a fucking costume. I don't fucking change it. It's a way of life. You're like, what is he talking about?
Well, yeah, I don't understand.
It's from Return of the Living Dead.
Well, there you go.
I love
There
it.
you go.
Now,
Luke, what's been happening, man? What
Dylan,
you been
it's
up to?
always weird when you ask me this question. You know what's going on, but yeah,
I know what's going on, but I'm the
pretend like-
host, so I gotta kind of get the thing started.
No,
and
I
you're
know.
there.
I'm just telling you, it's awkward. But working on some lists. I got an interesting one. Diving into some supernatural films. So
Mhm.
coming out here. So
Forward to that.
we'll see, and then a couple screeners that are a little iffy. Not to spoil the reviews on those, but they're a little bit iffy.
There's some wild ones.
And also, I got a screaming daughter outside my office. So
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
you may hear her.
Alex, what's been happening? What's going on, my boy?
Just been setting up a bunch of different videos behind the scenes, dealing with some family stuff, and yeah, it's been interesting. Plus, fighting to sleep, fighting to stay awake. That's been an interesting thing. This week has been completely terrible. This past week, I think I slept 2 days straight. That was a really weird experience for me, almost.
You stayed up for 2 days straight?
No, I would wake up every 3 hours, but I would fall back asleep immediately.
Oh, I see it. I think
it would be like just like, and I didn't even know if it was morning or night at one point in time. It's a fucking nightmare. That's what I've been. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's been okay.
Evan, what's been going on over in the graves?
I mean, I've been all right.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm happy. I just passed 90,000 last week.
Oh yeah,
pretty
Nice,
exciting.
nice.
Well, I was streaming Resident Evil. Thank you.
You either get it. I'll celebrate it now, or I can celebrate it at 100,000, but
We'll
no more.
We'll just wait
because
for
it'll be tomorrow, and then you'll be at 100,000. You know what I mean?
Jesus. No, but I finally saw Martyrs, so there's one. Everyone's been asking me.
Oh yeah,
That's a feel good film if I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, I was thinking like I'm having a bit of a rough day, and I need something to pick me up.
That'll do it.
Off your feet and into the wall.
Choice.
Yeah, so
Like a shotgun.
yeah, and I get to watch it again tomorrow just for some more video prep. So I'm looking forward to
At
that.
least it's a real movie. I'll give it that. So
that was the thing that I came out of it with was it's like there are disturbing movies that are like just shock value, but like Martyrs has some shit to chew on. There's some cool stuff in Martyrs.
I wouldn't call it real. It kind of reminds me of Hellraiser.
No, just in the sense that like there's a story, there's themes.
Oh yeah,
there's like stuff. It's a film.
Luke, for your list, wasn't this a first time watch for you?
I had seen Martyrs ages ago, but this was a
Okay,
refresh
gotcha.
for me. So I had to revisit it because it's one of those ones where you don't watch it that often.
No.
But I hadn't seen it in a very long time, so I remembered the story, but
Yeah.
I didn't remember
My
everything.
brother, who like doesn't watch disturbing movies, like came downstairs and was like sitting there while I was watching it, and I told him I was like, "Hey, just so you know, like you might not want to be here because of what I've heard about this movie." And so he looks at the synopsis and he's like, "I know when I'm gonna leave," and he's watching, and then as soon as those people come in the house, he's like, "See ya." I was like, "Okay, what's about to happen?" Yeah, but aside from that, I just got a video out on the first Omen, and next week I'll have Blackcoat's Daughter out. So I've been working on some very highly
Nice.
requested stuff. It's been fun.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, that's good. Good. I'm glad to hear
Have you guys
it.
seen Blackcoat's Daughter, by the way?
Black Coat, or are you saying goat?
Blackcoat's Daughter.
Oh,
It was
Yeah,
Oscar
I've seen
his first movie.
one of his first movies. Yeah,
It was his first one. His
it's what's their
directorial
name from Scream,
Yeah, Emma Roberts.
Scream Queens, and
It was fantastic. I really, really like it.
Hell yeah.
Very-
Hell yeah.
Oh, was that a first watch for you? Did you?
Yeah, I
just-
hadn't seen it
Oh, okay.
before. Yeah. Anyway,
Nice,
Dylan,
nice,
what's going
nice.
on with you, bud?
Nothing. I don't do anything. No, I've just been hanging out with Luke. We got some pretty cool sponsors recently, so just been working on a lot of that in
Someone,
the
by the way,
background.
In chat, just raised
Dylan,
a perfect
Dylan
point
got one of
next
those sex torsos, so I haven't seen him in a long time.
to- One of the things that I like about disturbing movies, this person just raised that point. If you ever feel like you had a rough day, just remember it's better to be you than to be the Martyrs girls. And that's one of the things that I appreciate with disturbing movies, is that after finishing them, my normal life feels pretty nice.
but have you ever loved unless you've loved like the Martyrs girls? You know,
See, that's the thing, right?
Good point.
It also makes you feel like you're missing out, right?
It's not as passionate. I don't know. Something's dull about the world.
What's going on, Gremlin? He's saying what's up to everybody. Yeah, I've been doing well, doing well. Just did the whole roundabout. Everybody's doing okay. What's going on, Breezy? Oh yes, Breezy was talking about Leprechaun. So
Nice.
and yes, In the Hood's great as well. I also have fun with those. What up, Eli? How you doing? Let's see what we got here. We got a great movie idea. The movie is about Vikings. This one Viking finds this gem. He becomes a zombie demon and resurrects other dead Vikings and destroys his town full of beginning Vikings. Okay. All right. Cool.
I'd be down with
Evan?
that, but I feel like it'd be CGI'd up a little bit too much. You know what I mean? It'd be like the Mummy kind of thing.
Probably.
You got to have, if you're going to go with that approach of like zombie demon in a Viking era, you got to have the right person behind the camera.
Yeah. Oh,
And
true.
And Evan, say his name. Play him in, brother.
Oh
Who are
my
you
God.
thinking?
I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm going to mention something else because I finally watched another one of my blind spot movies, which is what I've started calling them. Yesterday, I saw Interstellar for the first time.
Oh wow.
Nice, man.
It's pretty great. Get the
Hell
full
yeah.
on the OLED.
What the fuck? Alex?
That was nice. I liked it.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, brother.
Interstellar is good. I like that one. I don't know if it's my favorite Nolan movie though. I think
Probably one of the best memes though for a movie.
it's got a lot of good memes. I mean, I really, I don't know, best Nolan movie. It might be
I did, Eli.
Inception for me. I think
Inception's amazing. Yeah.
Inception is
Oppenheimer's
just
still,
really
like,
awesome.
Interstellar is one that kind of grows on you a little bit. The first time I saw it, I was like, this is some like, deep universal thought, like 101, but then I kind of laid off because I was kind of uptight about it.
I think Gremlin took the words right out of Dylan's mouth.
Yes, he did.
Not mine, because I didn't say it. And I
But
definitely
we were talking about how the mouth is involved in it, Robert Eggers earlier before we get
Eli
on.
says he finally saw Trap. What the fuck was that movie? It was terrible. I have not seen Trap still. I've been meaning to. I really do want to, but I've heard so many mixed things about it. I'm gonna have to at some point.
the Shyamalan one.
Yes, that was the one from this summer. Yeah.
It's like a thriller.
That's about what I expected. Yeah.
Let's see. Anybody pre-order the Beyond 4K?
No.
I assumed Alex was gonna do that one.
Fuck yeah, dude! I fucking love them. Well, it's like my second favorite Fulci film. I would say City of the Living Dead, and then that one. And then people love House by the Cemetery, but I'm not a big fan of that one, to be honest with you.
That's the only one I've seen.
Really? Oh, you need to try out City.
Yeah,
That's the one.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad movie. It's just
Yeah.
not. It's kind of the weaker of the bunch,
Sure.
if you think about it.
I can't think about it. I have no perspective.
And then we got
Sorry.
Brandon here saying, "What up, Leprechaun Origins? Definitely better than Leprechaun 3 with a wink." Brandon,
I've been watching
always out
fucking
here.
Invincible Johnny Mashed Potatoes.
Oh yeah,
I've been
yes,
watching. I'm
yeah.
on season 3,
Hell yeah, Andrew. We're gonna talk about it here
episode
later.
2.
I finished season 1 and thought it was like the greatest show ever, and then I still have not watched any of it. But
Only thing I've been
I'll
watching
have some time
recently-
soon.
I've been watching The Day of the Jackal. Have any of you seen that?
Mm-mm.
Are you watching the show or the movie?
The show.
Yeah, I want
Pretty
to watch
awesome.
it.
It's
Yeah,
very good.
Is that a book?
it is.
Probably.
Okay,
It-
that's
even though
why.
it was based on it. It was one of those things where like my girlfriend's dad was like, "I watched this. Do you want to watch it?" And I was like, "Sure." And I knew nothing about it. And I only just found out it was like adapted from a movie or
Mhm.
whatever.
I think it was like a book, then a movie, then a show.
Well, there you go. It's great.
It's a
great
party. Eli, yeah. I
Alright.
like the Cat in the Brain. I haven't watched it in a long time. It's just bizarre. It's like I feel like Fulci was on weed when he did it. Like you ever seen Sin of a Woman on weed?
Jesus.
But yeah, no, I like that one. I got The Door into Silence, his last movie, and I'm kind of curious about it. I don't know if it's going to be. I think I've seen it, but some of his movies are a little not the best.
Mhm.
Nice.
okay.
I need to go down that road eventually and start watching more of his stuff.
Dude, once you go Italian,
You never go
You
un-Italian.
never let go of the stallion or something.
What the fuck? Okay.
You ride that horse all night long.
Okay, Slim Shady.
It's more like Dr. Seuss. I don't.
It's a little bit of everything in there, but you got it. You got it.
I wouldn't say 8 Mile, because. All right, I'll stop.
What else
think
we
we
got
could
going
top
on?
out
Oh, I did want to say, just because we have permission to give a little bit of free promotion, can't say much, but Luke and I actually got to see Screamboat. And yeah, I gotta say, since we're talking Leprechaun, a Leprechaun movie, I think it's only appropriate that we at least mention that we got to see it. Our review will be out on what they say, the 30th,
I believe so.
31st.
Cool.
Well, it's the 30th or the 31st. We'll have it posted,
End of the month.
but yep. And
One of those days.
When is the movie out?
I'm excited. April 2nd.
April 2nd.
Okay.
I'm excited to talk about it. Yeah, Luke, how you feeling about it?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. We can't dive too deep into it, but it's got some DNA that reminiscent of things we're going to be talking about. So
Yes,
Okay.
and I all I gotta say is just like it's one of those things where I have to be careful, but I'm just gonna say go see it. It's really fun, and I think
It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be a good time in the theater. I'm excited to go see it again.
Alright.
I'm planning to take some friends, so
Oh, well, there you go. 4 of them. Whole collection?
Well, this is the Bravido Giallo. It's 4 TV films that were in Italy that were like too dark for television.
Mm,
But there was another box set called The Houses of Doom that he was talking about. So,
nice.
hey man, when people start talking about Italian horror, that's my jam.
Sure.
there you go. I guess we could talk a little bit of news before we hop into
There's some things
Leprechaun,
to talk
because
about, yeah.
just some big news just dropping, middle of a Monday
I'm hoping
afternoon.
we get something about In a Violent Nature too soon, like over the summer or something. I just want to know something.
I hope so. I think we'll get something.
They already
'cause I
did,
think
but
they're
we didn't
shooting, right?
hear anything about it because there's no story. I'm kidding. Sorry.
What the fuck are you
The
doing?
whole
Alex?
movie is just sound, dude. That's all it has.
There's no soundtrack.
I was gonna
It's just kinda
say
cassette tape.
we did get some unfortunate news with
Yeah.
Saw. Apparently, the next Saw sequel, what was that going to be? 11?
It's
Was,
bunged. Yeah.
It's not coming. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. And
DBA.
yeah, you guys were talking about it a little bit in the chat, and I looked into it a bit more, and it's definitely, it just seems like those two producers they had different visions, conflicting
Yeah.
ideas. And now it seems like our buddy Jake reported that it seems like it's going to be getting shopped around. So a new studio potentially picking it up. How do you guys feel about that one?
It's a shame. I mean, Saw X was like such a good Saw movie, and it felt so cohesive. So to hear the like division and creative direction afterwards is like, I mean, it's kind of weird. But it's also one of those things where I thought Saw X was kind of like, why the hell didn't they make this 10 years ago? And I'm not like overly like, even if this was the end, I would be like, okay, sure. It fills in an interesting gap. It was the first movie that like fully focused on John Kramer's character, and I enjoyed it for that. But I'm definitely bummed that Saw 11's getting, has been canceled, because I really, really enjoyed the direction they were going. But we'll have to wait and see what happens, I suppose.
I can't say, because like I didn't watch the last 2 because I felt like I had to watch all the other ones just to make sense of it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's between, I think, 1 and 2.
I
Or
don't
2 or
remember
3 or something
what
like
1
that.
and 2 are really all about. Well, I do kind of. I know those ones the best.
Yeah.
But the rest, I have no idea. Like names and stuff like that. I feel like I would be missing out on the movie if I were to watch those movies before watching the whole franchise.
Hey,
And I'm always like that when I watch franchise movies too. It sucks.
I don't think anybody faults you for not being able to keep track of the cast of
Yeah, and you know what I mean?
the
Like,
Saw franchise. There's so many people that
Absolutely
come in
not.
and out.
it's probably the most convoluted fucking franchise that there is, but it actually
Somehow-
works. That's the thing.
Somehow
That's
they
the
always
crazy thing.
pull it together.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Evan though. I thought we differed on this. I think Luke and I did in our
We
review. I thought the new one was a lot of fun. I think it was fresh because it was just one of those things where it's like you actually get to really sympathize and be on John Kramer's side. And
Yeah.
that was just exciting. That was just something that I was happy to see. I was a little bit like, I don't know, I'm down because this one was good to get
Mhm.
this, but I didn't have like the highest hopes that they'll
Yeah.
be able to keep that momentum, because it's like if they were just going to do the same thing again, it's
Yeah.
kind of like, you
I do
know,
think,
but
to be fair, like it was the first Saw movie that I saw in a theater, so like there was a communal thing with it that like definitely added to
that
it
was
for
my
me.
second. That was
Because
my
the rest
second
I
one.
had seen at home, and like watching Saw movies by yourself is a weird experience. They're group movies. I think they work best when you got like a group of people together. So being in the theater, and I went with my best friend, so it was like it's just a really good theater experience.
You got to watch them on a dirty VCR with a VHS tape, maybe a beta.
Dark room with blackout curtains.
Yeah. Under the bed, there's a dog fucking VHS player
Yeah.
that's just dirty and fucking mouse ridden.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, what the fuck?
I am battling with the temptation to buy a VHS player and a CRT now that I have the Terrifier 3 VHS, because I didn't know it
Really?
came with the fucking box set.
Yep, mine's right over there.
Yep, mine's right back there somewhere.
I'll be moving things around slightly so I can incorporate it more in the background, but
I like watching VHS on the new TVs because they have the motion blur thing, so it kind of takes away some of the jaggedness of it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is, but it kind of makes the tapes look a little bit better.
yeah,
If I want it to look good though, like if my goal is fidelity, I'm just gonna whip out the Blu-ray. Right?
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you don't have it,
Yeah.
some movies didn't make it to DVD or even Blu-ray. So
Well, that's true. That's totally true.
I mean, I got my setup here for like, I think I spent $30 in total for
Yeah.
both the TV and the VHS player. So it was one of those things where it was like, I did pretty good on it. So I'm not disappointed. And I turned it into a bit of an art project, so I'll be
Man, I
excited
should
to
have watched
kind of show them.
Interstellar on that. That's what I should have done.
Yes, you should have. That would have been great. It would have been on like 3 VHS tapes.
Yeah.
I watch it on VCD just for the
Yeah.
real full experience. 8
Oh,
millimeter reel.
There was something else recently that I wanted to touch on. Oh, the Toxic Avengers ramping up its marketing quite a bit.
Mhm.
We actually got to see the character. I thought that was pretty cool. Luke, I know you're looking forward to this one pretty good. So what'd you think of the Toxic Avenger first look?
I'm still excited for it. I know some people said he looked like an alien, but I mean, I'm excited for the take. I think it's rather interesting. I love that Peter Dinklage is the lead there. I thought that was rather intriguing when we first heard about that. And then I know we had been waiting for so long to actually see anything for this one. And I was excited. I think it's going to lean into the wackiness and the craziness. I'm not looking for a perfect horror film or anything like that. I'm just looking for a lot of fun. And from what we've seen, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna bring. But it's one of those franchises that I think you can get a lot of mileage out of, especially with streaming services and things like that. That you throw that on there, you can get 3 or 4 of them. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I thought the look was pretty solid too. Like, I mean, I didn't know what to expect, honestly, because like, they say Peter Dinklage, and we only had that one image of him in like kind of that I guess like masquerade type thing. And I was having a hard time like taking concept of what they were going to do, like how they were going to change this character. And I think the best part about it is they really didn't change much other than
He looks
just
exactly the same.
Yeah, it's just a modernized physical design, but like everything else, he's solid. Like, and I'm all for it. I think it looks exciting. It reminds me of Psycho Gorman a little bit. It's all good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited.
I can see that. I'm more excited about it now that I've seen the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they should have done that a long time ago. But I guess it was good that they held off because a lot of people kind of lost hope about it, And
I seriously, I mean, that was at the very first Fantastic Fest that Luke and I covered, and like we were trying to get a screener so bad.
We were so excited,
and now
for
it's
it.
2 years later and it's coming out. It's like,
What's it,
crazy.
August?
Yeah,
August?
yeah,
it's more than
August.
2 years actually.
Oh wait,
I think
no,
they
I
had
think this one's coming out. Oh, it is coming out in August. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
It's been done for like at least 2.5, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like one of those movies, because weren't they talking about doing it? Was it before the
COVID?
big 2020?
Yeah,
I didn't want to say the word.
Oh, sorry. I think
For
so. I
you.
believe
You
they
can
did
say
it.
can't you?
I try
Maybe
not
I'm
to.
mistaken. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works.
I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
But it was around that
Uh,
time. That's all I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was I just remember hearing a lot of really good things about it when it finally came to Fantastic Fest that year. It had its premiere, and like we were just
What's
foaming
his
at the
name? Had a
mouth trying to
picture.
get it.
The guy that does all the
Lloyd
productions
Kaufman?
of Mandy and all that other stuff.
Oh,
He's-
Kostansky? Was he the one who
no,
did it?
no, an actor.
That one guy.
He was a child actor. Like he was in all the like big movies. Like I just can't think.
Yeah.
It's not Harry Potter. It's the other one. The
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. What's his
Elijah
name? I just
Wood?
can't think of his name.
Oh,
Elijah
you're
Wood?
talking about Elijah Wood, yeah.
Elijah Wood. Yeah, he had a picture in it. Remember? That was like
Yes,
one of the
yeah.
very first pictures that we got to see. Was Elijah Wood with a big long nose or something? I
That's
don't know what
right.
the
Yep,
fuck it
I
was.
forgot about that picture.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I did too until I just thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, wasn't he in this or something?
God
Yeah,
love
I can-
Elijah Wood. He pushes for indie horror a lot.
He really does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And video games and everything. He's like involved in all of it, dude.
God love him.
You guys want to talk about the good son or instead of Leprechaun or
That's a good dude. I would love
I love
to
that
watch
movie. It is so
yeah.
good.
I got it on VHS over here. I've been wanting to watch it lately, so maybe I'll watch it now.
Not to just like
What-
completely
what
jump
movie?
topics, but just because I want to make sure that we're staying timely for the Leprechaun discussion.
Yeah.
The only other major piece of news that I wanted to cover, unless you guys have something else, is that Neil Blomkamp is apparently directing a new Starship Troopers movie. How do we
That's
feel
right.
about that?
I'll say something about it because I've heard a lot of people talking about it. A lot of people are upset. One, I think people are a little like, I get it. Like he's not perfect, but I don't think he's the worst director that's ever been.
No.
You know, like the way people talk about him is just so like, I don't know. It's just too much, you know, like I'm not personally excited to see him do the movie. I don't know that if he's going to do closer to the book, that doesn't really make sense because the one thing that worked about the show or the movie was that the satire was in it and it was literally making fun of like the book in a way. And like, so in a way it worked, even though it didn't work when it first came out. But it eventually won people over, even those who don't even realize what its message is. So I don't know. Like if he does it in the same kind of tongue-in-cheek, silly sort of way, maybe I'll be more interested in it. But I feel like he's not going to, and I don't know. So
I have confidence in him because I feel like most of his movies, especially his first three with District 9, Elysium, and what was that, Chappie, they all have like very heavy social commentary messages.
Right.
So it's like I could
AI.
see him wanting to like team up with a writer and really lean into the satire aspect of that. You know, I think he'd just be a bit more on the nose with his messages and like, Starship Troopers. So I don't know. I feel like he could do well because if you look at it on the whole, social commentary is something he's been going for his entire career. So
I think the reason this is coming about, by the way, is because of the game Helldivers.
Helldivers, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Sure.
exactly why this has been resurfaced.
Absolutely. So people might be wanting something that's a bit darker, which would kind of suck because I'd agree with you. If it's not like sticking within the more satirical stuff,
Then it's just
that we got
straight up
before,
like,
then it's-
yeah. I mean, some people may like it like that, but I don't know.
yeah, because
I haven't read the book. Does anyone know the tone of the?
It's
the
very
book?
fascist. It's like
Okay.
extremely fascist. Like that's what a lot of people say. It's
Okay.
a political book, in other words, but set in a sci-fi universe. You know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah, I haven't. I think I saw the original one time. Maybe
But
I
people
gotta
like
go back through it.
Warhammer, so it's like, you know, I think
Yeah, already-
I feel like it could work, but I don't know. I'm not real thrilled about it. I would like, but maybe this will give him a door into doing other stuff because I feel like he needs to do more.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit of a rough shake, but I think he also kind of put himself there because, I feel like Elysium works for me. I love it, but I feel like a lot of people didn't love that. And then Chappie was kind of a stumble for me. I don't hate that movie, but I
cared about the robot. I thought he was
I love
actually
the robot.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
love Dev
saying.
Patel. I love Hugh Jackman. I didn't like Diane Wood. Get them out
Sure.
of the fucking movie. Like
That was a risk. They took a risk. They took a risk, and they didn't know they were gonna turn out to be who they were later on. But
Yeah. I'm
Um,
not even talking about them personally. I just think they're terrible at acting. Like they just ruined
Sure.
the movie for me. Like I don't know anything of what's going on with them. Like
remember when they were beating the shit out of Chappie, and like
Yeah.
they're throwing stuff at him, and he's like slowly
like
dying.
that.
I was like, I've never felt that way about a robot, other than like maybe what's that Disney
Short
movie,
Circuit.
Wall-E?
Short
Wall-E is
Circuit.
peak.
Hell yeah. Oh God, what's his name? Johnny
Yeah,
Five.
Short
Johnny
Circuit.
Five is
Short
alive.
Circuit. Yep.
Yeah,
Short
I guess you're
Circuit
right.
2,
It's
he
kind of
goes
an
to New
homage to
York.
that in a way.
I love those.
Johnny
TVs,
Five
dude.
is alive.
That's a great couple of films, I'll tell you. I haven't seen
Yeah.
Chappie. I know
The
there's
second
a lot.
one's problematic, but
What can you do? A lot of.
He's in the first one too, bud. Like,
is it Stephen Fisher in the
Yeah.
second one?
I think so. Isn't he?
he's like
Yeah,
the
he's
main character. He's the co-human lead.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
like before we changed things, I guess.
Anyway, Short Circuit, great film. Yeah, it's there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just I don't know. I've been thinking about this, and I like when I want. Does anybody watch any of the Oats Studios movies?
Yeah.
Some of them are really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like that Thing one, I would love to see a movie about it. Why the fuck didn't they make a movie about that?
Because they're not creative.
It's because fucking Hollywood producers are not. That
that's
guy
what
can
I mean.
literally make anything from nothing. You know what I mean? Like his studio
Yeah.
is like.
I adore him. He's so good at those. Like I really think like that was such a great idea for him to do that, because say what you will about him, like I like him a lot as a director, but some of his ideas are probably best suited for shorts, because you can tell he's just an amazing concept guy.
He needs
just
help
I
writing.
think he needs I was about to say that. I think like he needs a little bit more help writing, especially because you can tell that District 9 was something that was sat on for a long time, worked on for a long time. These other ones, you can tell that they probably had the bones and most of the pieces there.
Yeah.
They just weren't quite
Elysium was like
assembled
hollow. It was just like a pretty hollow shell. Chappie was like all spirit and like no good language or dialogue in the movie. Really,
I did hear
whatsoever.
his Gran Turismo movie was good though. I never saw it.
Oh, I never saw that either. Paul.
Yep.
What's his name? Paul. Bitch. What's his name's in it? Right.
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul. Yeah.
Yes, Aaron Paul.
You want a fun story relating to that?
Sure.
With Jesse and yelling bitch. My actually, it's relevant to the conversation slightly because it's related to St. Patrick's Day. My Irish grandmother got really into Breaking Bad in the last couple of years of her life, and she was at she loved Jesse. Jesse was her favorite, and she was at the doctor's, and they were coming in to check in. As soon as the doctor comes in, she goes, "Yo, bitch!" And the doctor's just like, obviously, have no idea how to respond. You know, she's like 5'2" little Irish lady. It's not what you're expecting.
She's like, obviously, you're not a Breaking Bad fan. They're like, I don't watch that for 10 years.
Yeah.
Also, Aaron Paul was in Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Oh, you may be right. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, "Wait, that's a terrible movie." And I was like, "Oh, I had to look it up."
Oh yeah, no. Gran Turismo was like from like last year or 2
Yeah,
years ago. or something.
does that one have David Harbour in it, or am I thinking?
Yeah, it's David
wrong?
Harbour, and then fucking Legolas is in that, like randomly. He hasn't been in like anything, and he pops up in that. What's his name? Orlando Bloom.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild times for Neil Blomkamp. Everybody, wild.
I
times
have
for
hope.
all these
Would-
filmmakers. So
What was that
I like
other
that.
short that he did in the Oats? That was like the one where they went out in the jungle, and it was like a murder bot out in the middle of the like, I don't know. Remember they shoot at it and its face like comes off.
I don't remember any of the titles. I
I can't remember the titles,
I
but
know
there
the
was like a story.
concepts.
Yeah, that one I really liked too because it was
I
like
like that
dealing with
one.
war.
I like the crocodile alien people from that one with Sigourney Weaver.
Oh yeah, that was a little weird. that one was a little weird.
Oh, okay, I'll go fuck myself. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, Uh,
It's true. It's true.
You're fucking weird.
um, anybody got any other things they want to touch on real quick?
Not that it's been kind of slow recently.
Yeah.
There hasn't
Yeah,
been.
South by Southwest happened. We had a couple
South
of
by
movies get some
Southwest, yeah.
stuff.
Ash is coming
things
out.
happened.
Did
Yeah.
you get in on that?
I did. I got a screener today.
Okay,
so.
good. Yeah, I did too. I
seeing that.
wanted to wait until there's no embargo, so I'm probably gonna put it up tomorrow.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might want to try to move that one up then, Luke, maybe this week.
Sure, why not? Is
there's
that
no
Aaron
embargo.
Paul as well?
Aaron Paul, yeah. Speaking of
there we
Aaron
go.
Paul,
Let's wrap it
it's
around.
also Flying Lotus directed it. So I'm looking
Dude,
forward to
fucking
that.
Chuck, your movie guy, said terrible things about it. Rocka and Firebase, that's the one, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Firebase is the one I
Necro.
really like. Thank you for that.
Necros.
But yeah,
Oh,
he said it was terrible, and I was like,
he's
dude.
got it.
I was
That
like,
sucks.
really? And he
Well-
was like, well, you might like it, but I don't know, man. I thought it was terrible.
He also said something great was awful too. Oh,
I
Alien
remember that, 'cause I
Romulus.
was
He
just thinking,
said-
I was like, there was some wild thing. I was
Maybe
like,
he's not a big sci-fi guy with that kind of thing. He likes a more minimal approach. So
be.
maybe
that's
heavy-handed.
that's very plausible.
could be.
You know, we've been crossing paths a little bit here and there. Because every time I research for trying to add more disturbing horror movies to my lists, I'm always looking through Letterboxd.
Bro, he baited me
Reddit.
so hard. He put up a video on Instagram where it was like, this is the most disturbing movie I've ever seen. And it was just the new Melissa McCarthy thing or something.
Oh,
He
same.
did, a
Yeah,
whole
it was Amy
2-minute
Schumer. It was
thing
Amy
stringing,
Schumer.
yeah, the Amy Schumer movie. Just stringing you along.
I remember that, yeah. I was like, why the fuck is he talking about? I got mad at first.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
He had your boy salivating. I'm like, dude, whatever this is, I gotta watch this and see if I can include it in any of my upcoming videos. And it's like that movie. I was like,
You
that's
really got into
hilarious,
that,
but also
into
fuck
that
you.
disturbing movie train. You have hopped on that, you've been running with it.
He and I
have.
come from that area, dude. Like me and him know those movies. He jumped into them though.
No, I meant Dylan because he's been doing
yeah.
all these lists recently of the.
That's what I mean.
Movies. Yeah,
it's why he pulled when he bumps into him all the time because Chuck knows that shit pretty heavy.
Oh yeah,
we're old
That's
fucks. That's why, and that's all we had back in the
I
day.
didn't want to say anything.
I mean,
No,
Chuck
it's
and
true.
Alex
I mean,
are a good baseline for me, honestly, for things like there's stuff we've talked about on here. I've looked at so.
There's stuff in your list I haven't even seen, but there's a lot of stuff that I have that's been around forever. You know what I mean? But
yeah, it's
stuff I just don't feel like watching. To be quite honest with you, you know,
yeah.
Also, Alex, side note, Hexon, whatever how you pronounce it, is not in that box set, so I didn't make a mistake buying it. Haxon?
Haxon
It wasn't in it. I checked.
Let me see where I have it on mine. Maybe it's in the second one.
So
and maybe that's why I got confused.
In the we're referencing the Severin box set of.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I was gonna say to the little button on that I had was like I am trying to be more transparent with people because I feel like I don't say it enough. Is because I get a lot of people saying like, oh, I hope you're taking breaks and you're doing okay with all these messed up movies, and it's like I am just saying I get so much fulfillment out of just the conversations after. So it's like it's not something where it's like watching them is like it's like there's value to it. There's a worth to it because it feels good to talk to everybody and joke about all the movies in the comments. And
the way you teed that
everybody's
up
very
started to sound problematic.
What? Oh
like,
yeah, I get a ton of
I find
fulfillment
it
from
so
watching these movies.
fascinating and
It's
enjoyable.
it's
When I
such
put on
brain
the
food
running
for me to
trough,
watch
I
all
learn
these
things
horrible
about
movies.
myself.
Yeah, when bro starts doing you know what to the pig, it's like this was
it. The chat may enjoy this. I recently had a friend over, and I called both Alex and Dylan because my buddy was like, I want to watch some fucked up. I want to see something disturbing. And I was like, all right, well, I got some guys who've seen some movies. I called Alex first because I had jokingly mentioned the Vomit Gore trilogy. To
that's right. I was like, why would you?
So I called Alex because I jokingly mentioned it. And then he's like, I want to watch it. I'm like, I'm going to call someone who's seen it and tell you why you don't want to watch it.
Right. Yeah.
And then after that, I called Dylan. And then I was talking to my buddy after because we're trying to figure out what should we watch? Should we do Serbian film because I haven't seen it. He is, And I was like, I was asking, I was like, what is the most disturbing movie you've seen? Like, what's your baseline? He's like, probably The Substance. And I was like, oh, we gotta back up a little bit.
Yeah, you were going to show him vomit Gordall. You know what? You wouldn't even have been able to make it past the first movie on that. There's no way you would have seen the trilogy.
I believe you. But like, I have my Martyrs Blu-ray coming in tomorrow. So I'm like, maybe I'll just show him that.
Yeah, because
It's not like Martyrs is fucked up, but it's like, it's watchable.
It's
as bad as it
Irreversible
is,
one that you could probably watch with him. That would probably.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
I guess if
it
you're,
would
it's
push
more
the
of a movie.
boundaries on him, but
Which
maybe not
Martyrs?
go. It goes pretty far.
Yeah.
Are we
How do you
talking
feel about?
Martyrs? I tuned out.
Well, he said irreversible.
Okay, I missed that. It cut out my
Yeah.
headphones. I couldn't hear which movie you had mentioned.
That was
Yeah.
a pretty tough one to watch. A little bit.
Yeah,
It's got
I mean-
a 20-minute scene in it that's like, it just doesn't stop, and you feel really bad afterwards. Like,
there's
It's
plenty of
not-
options, but
it's-
I was thinking Martyrs because like it's watchable. It's not that
funny
bad.
games. That would be a good.
Funny
good
games.
place
Big
to
one.
go.
I'm planning on covering. I'm waiting for My plan is every time one of the Strangers movies comes out, I'm going to review a good home invasion movie. So I'm doing Eden Lake and Funny Games for the next two that come out. I'm just waiting because we still haven't fucking heard anything about Strangers Chapter 2, and it was supposed to be out in the fall, and then they just said nothing, didn't release it.
trying to think what's that
Mr.
movie.
Boone, what's going on? I wouldn't
Hey,
put it
Boone.
past you if you AI generated the worst parts. Yeah, no, I haven't done that. I haven't gotten that desperate yet. But it's weird. It's definitely not how like I normally do. Like normally you just watch the movie and take notes. These ones, it's like I actively like look for the movies. Once I have titles, I then watch YouTube videos about them just
Yeah.
to get a sense for what I'm about to get into. Usually I stop them about halfway through it and then I start searching for them, which usually Effed Up Movies is the only spot. So once you get those, then you can start kind of flipping through them, taking lots of breaks.
Highly
the record-
recommend Traces of Death if you get an opportunity.
It's on the list for something coming up, but I
not Faces, Traces.
Traces, yeah. But it's one of those things where since I started recording my reactions, it's taken on a different.
Do you
different
just record?
life.
Like, I have a question because I was watching it and I was like, does he record himself watching every one of these movies? Because like,
Probably makes
Wow.
it easier because then you're like
It does make it
entertaining while you're doing it.
100% easier.
Because you're not just like sitting there on your own watching it. You're like putting on a show a little bit. You get
right? Well, of course, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Mhm.
but
But-
doing each movie, that's a lot. Yeah.
makes it a lot more
It's
palatable. Though.
very time consuming, but I think everybody really liked it, so I have more motivation to do
That's-
it. But I'm only doing it for that series.
That, by the way,
So-
is exactly what I'm planning on doing when, like, I know once I start covering things like Martyrs, it's only a matter of time before I have to make a Serbian film video. And my plan for that is to film myself watching it for the first time and, like, intersplice that footage into the video because there's so much I can't show.
The only reason I even like thought to do this and why it works out is because for Effed Up Movies, like I have to watch them on my computer. So
Yeah.
it's like I can't like get away with watching them upstairs whenever nobody's home or whatever. So it's like something where it's like I have to watch them here anyway. The camera's right here.
Yeah.
So it's like I just hit the record button and go to
The
town.
same
And
thing, yeah, and then you have kind of an outlet to.
yeah, it's definitely one of those. Like you're right. You play it up a little bit because it's like
Sure.
when something fucked up's happening and you're actually reacting.
Yeah.
That's when it like it's like usually about halfway through that I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
It
We're
doesn't mean
recording,
that it's not
playing it up.
genuine. You exaggerate in the same way that you react more when you're with friends. Like when you watch a movie
Mhm.
with your friend, you're watching a fucked up movie, you're gonna react more dramatically than you would if you were watching it on by yourself. Like, yes, people on camera are kind of hyping up their reactions for sure, but
Oh yeah.
I don't think that makes it.
Oh, sometimes when I'm at home, I'm like sitting by myself watching. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
all right.
It's
Yeah.
certainly happened where there are movies where I'm like, oh fuck, if you're by yourself. But I think you're going to more consistently do that kind of thing if you're aware that there's a camera on you.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It takes its toll, but I mean it's one of those things too where it's like you just kind of you got to break it up. There's a lot of breaks in between there because like usually if the movie's only like an hour and a half, the footage I get is like a little over 2 hours, just because I'll forget to stop recording or pause it.
Mm.
And it's like, and then it's honestly super easy to like go through, because like throughout these, there's really only a handful of like spots where I'm like, I remember the scene, so I just got to drive right to this.
Yeah,
And it's like, yeah, okay, that there's got to be a good something in here, or there's got to be a good something there.
sure.
And you know, it's fun. I think it's good. It's a little bit more
good time.
work,
It's
but
good for the family.
It's fun.
exactly, it's a good time.
Lighthearted fun.
Speaking of lighthearted fun, why don't we get into this Leprechaun discussion, fellas?
Cheers.
Leprechaun 3. I have some questions. I have some things to tee us up here, because Luke and I have discussed Leprechaun a lot on this channel. I don't believe either of you gentlemen have really touched on the series too deeply. So
I did on the podcast, but not very much.
yeah, I wanted to kind of give the floor to you gentlemen and just tell me, what's your overall perception, feeling, what's the vibe check on the Leprechaun franchise?
You're the newest here on that, right, Evan?
I mean, I
No,
watched most of the
I
franchise
assumed.
like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. So then you know about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen most of them. But like, yeah, it was like when I was like 13, 14, I was watching the shit out of these movies. They're just like
Super
perfect.
accessible, yeah.
Yeah, they're super accessible, and they're like some of the best just like slasher candy you can get out there. Just like they're so much fun. And I was actually just reading, I don't know if you pulled this up, but Warwick Davis said that the one we're talking about today is his favorite as well.
Yep. I had that written down.
It looks like there's a consensus here kind of floating around, which is always fun. But yeah, no, it's a franchise that I find super enjoyable. I haven't seen the most recent one.
The
Leprechaun
Steve
Returns?
Krasinski one?
Yeah, I didn't have
Good.
pretty
It's
good.
really good.
I've heard it's very good, and I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. But I remember when the first time I went through this franchise, seeing 3, and I was like, this is really fun. Like it was my favorite sequel back then. I feel like it's kind of disingenuous to say it still is, just because it's been so long since I've seen most of them. But like I just finished rewatching Leprechaun 3 before we started the stream. So I'm right fresh off this one. I'm very excited to talk about it because I love these movies.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Alex, what's your history and past with these films?
I always watched the first 2 quite a bit. The other 2, the 3 and 4, we're always on like Max, Cinemax or something, or one of those channels that would like play it up all night or something. One of those USA Up All Night things would put it on, because even though they had some gore in it, it's pretty light. Like there's some heavier stuff in in this movie in particular, but especially like the nudity and stuff, but which was a little bit of a surprise. Because Warwick Davis also said that he's not very fond of like the sexuality of like Leprechaun. He didn't like to cuss. He didn't want to do any of that. Although he did say bitches, so I don't know. What does he say? All of my riches for all of these bitches.
Yeah, sons of bitches or something like that. Yeah. Can't remember.
But yeah, I like the first 2 a lot growing up, and then the third one, obviously went for a little bit more ridiculous. And I think with a lot of the franchises that I grew up on, especially Freddy, it was kind of par for the course. And also this one in particular, 95 in the 90s, we had a lot of full moon movies that were out before that. So it was really it fit right in with a lot of the stuff that was coming out straight to video from Full Moon and all of those things. So that kind of campy, like super ultra camp, was actually pretty good. But rewatching it though, I definitely enjoyed watching this one a lot.
It's a comedy. It's way more of a comedy than I remembered it being.
Yeah.
I also want to say Sci-Fi Channel, just to respond to the question here. That's where I got exposed to these.
Yeah. I grew up on Cinemax stuff. I think it was Cinemax that it was on all the time.
Oh yeah, it was on the paid channels too. But Luke, I mean, we've said it on the channel, but since there's a lot of new people here who probably don't know, we'll keep it pretty quick. But we both enjoy the Leprechaun movies quite a bit. We have a lot of fun with them.
I would guess by looking at you guys.
What's that supposed to mean? What
Yeah,
the fuck is
really.
that supposed to mean?
That's kind of an honest backhanded compliment.
Are you fucking kidding me? Look, the green everywhere. He's got a shamrock shirt. I know it's a Halloween shirt, but he's got the shamrock necklace and the shamrock shirt, and he's got green beads and a green bag. What the fuck are you talking about? It's not, this did not come out of left
Yeah,
field.
but did you see his complexion? I mean, look, he looks just like the leprechaun.
Damn, dude. Thanks for cooking. Thanks for cooking me, bro. Appreciate it.
That was all Alex. Dylan, I would never say something so cruel.
That was in the movie too, by the way.
Point is, Luke, thoughts, opinions, feelings, vibe check. Leprechaun movies, go.
I love the franchise. I think it's
Yep.
a lot of fun. I mean, it's one of those. It's not like the most iconic one, but it's a nice break from your Nightmare on Elm Street or your Halloweens, things like that. The really iconic stuff, and I put it in with Critters or Killer Clowns from Outer Space, where it's just a fun time. I was exposed to this from a young age, getting this at the video store. It was always a consistent. If I didn't have a particular thing, if it wasn't a wrestling VHS or anything that was newer, I'd always go back to Leprechaun. So I made my way through those, and I think 3 is the most fun out of the franchise. It certainly has a different feel to it, especially from the first one, because that first one's always going to be my favorite, just from the kind of darker tone that has, but also has, some fun to it, where I think 3 is really where it gets to what it wants to be. Obviously, we see it in 4, and we go to the hood and back to the hood, so we really lean into the comedy aspects. But I think 3 is really where you start getting that vibe of we know
my favorites for sure.
We know what the franchise is. It's not going to be on the Mount Rushmore of horror. It's just it's a good time. It is a Critters. It is a Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So for me, this is my go-to when I just want to have fun with a horror franchise.
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, this movie was one of the few, I'm talking about the first one, was one of the few films growing up that actually scared me. So it was this guy and
First one was
Pennywise.
kind of scary, actually.
It was.
Yeah,
Totally.
they scared the piss out of me. I was terrified of them. But
Fuck you,
as,
Lucky
you know,
Charms.
there's just that morbid curiosity every time you scroll past it on TV, where you wanna keep scrolling, but you keep checking back in just to see a little bit of what really scares the shit out of you. And that's my relationship with these movies. So I was rewatching and watching these all throughout my teen years, everything, because especially after I learned to love them instead of being, a frightened child of them, I got into them. They're fun. They're like kind of synonymous with my growing up with my horror, like they were just another
Same.
piece of it. Definitely on TV a lot, like Sci-Fi Channel, AMC, all that. And yeah, it was a good time. I like them. So for me, it's definitely the first 3, like Evan said, probably my favorites. I'd probably put 3 ahead of 2, but just because of the fun aspect, because this movie's wacky, and I think that's kind of my favorite part of it. They don't jump the shark and go fully outside space until the next one. So, but this one I think has the right amount of comedy mixed with horror. What do you guys say?
Who are we moving on to?
Anybody. It's open floor now.
Oh, it's open floor, doing a different format this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it feels fully realized a little bit. It's like it's not afraid to like just do it this time. And I think it's like taking the bandage off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's some people will say that they did that because of the money, which that's a fair point. They probably had less money than they did the first movie.
Oh, I was gonna say, did the sequel make more or less than they were expecting?
I think they spent more on the second one, but didn't make it back.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. I can look it up actually. So
Yeah,
I think this wasn't the third one, the first direct to VHS.
Oh yeah,
Was that right, or is it the second?
I think it's the first. This one's the first one to go direct to VHS. It says.
I think they all went straight to VHS, but I thought part 2 might have gone.
I thought one had a theatrical release. Didn't it? I don't know if it was. I don't know how the rollouts were back in the earlier 90s.
I'm gonna look it up. It's been a while.
Me all over the place. I do know the film was shot in 14 days, and was shot in Vegas. Yeah, it's
the fact that it's on location does make a big difference, because like you get a lot of movies that have like they're based on the set, like Jason Takes Manhattan comes to mind, where it's like, oh, cool, we're like focused on it's gonna be Jason in New York. You don't get any of that in the. I mean, you get like 10 minutes of it, but in this movie, you do get a lot of the Leprechaun in Vegas, and the fact that they were able to shoot on location makes a really big difference in that. Like, the casinos feel real, the
They
hotels
do.
feel real. It's like because they are obviously, but like that makes a big difference.
I mean, when he gets out of the car and like comes right at the opening of the casino, it's like
It's great.
it feels great. Like it
Yeah.
feels good.
That's what I like about, watching this again, where you look at it, it's like Michael Myers on Halloween night, where he's not out of place. In Leprechauns in Vegas, we have Elvis. He goes
Yeah,
to the
blend in,
casino
yeah.
that's like Lucky Charms. It all makes sense for him to just be out and about, no one thinking anything different.
The Elvis scene was great. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh my
Nice.
god. Like
I gotta say, I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about this. I actually thought this was kind of fun. I do like the werewolf leprechaun kind of concepts where
Yes.
he bit him. I thought that was very creative. It adds a new layer, some new texture to the lore.
Yeah.
But they didn't have to do that. Like
So-
they had enough going on, but they decided anyway.
Obviously, it's not part of like actual leprechaun folklore. It's not a real thing in the mythology.
I know,
don't
I
know
know a guy
reality.
this happened to, so I
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't
My condolences.
you don't know that. You don't know that officially. How many leprechauns do you
Fucking
know?
uncle was a leprechaun. Can you leave me alone?
Oh,
Okay, so I got the totals here for you guys. The very first movie was straight to theater, went to the theater.
yeah, boy.
$900,000 budget. It made almost $8.5 million at
That's
the
good
box
profit.
office.
It's pretty good.
The sequel, they were like, let's throw a little more money at it this time. Let's go up to a 1.5 mil and see what we do at the theaters.
Uh-huh.
Or I think it was 1.5. Wait, I might be wrong on that one. Hold on, there it is. Yeah, no, it is 1.5 million on the budget, and it made 2.3 at the box office.
Okay.
So then they were like, "Yeah, we can't do a third one at the theaters, so do whatever the fuck you want." You
Yeah.
know? Someone's like, "Let's go to Vegas, baby."
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
it's-
the writer
Okay.
said that he had never seen the first two movies.
that's
That
When he
makes
came up with the
sense.
script. So that's happened with the Ghoulies franchise too. Part
Yeah.
2, they never saw the first movie, and he was like, "I wasn't going to watch that trash." He
and
was
you
like,
know,
"I'm
I
going to
think-
do my own thing."
that also brings me to this because I was going to ask this later, but I got to ask this and the chat. I want to know everybody's thoughts. There's a kind of a reading out there of these movies that each one is a different leprechaun, because unless it's In the Hood and In the Hood 2, they don't like the leprechaun is I guess arrives or becomes there a different way each time.
I
The
don't
first
think that's
one
a
he's brought
lore
over
thing.
from Ireland. The second
Yeah.
one he's living in the bottom of a tree.
Yeah.
This one he's a statue with an amulet we've never seen
Pendant,
before.
yeah.
I don't know if it's a lore thing so much as it is just the writing.
It's definitely the writing. But
Yeah,
can we
I
please
don't
believe
think when
that
they were
it's the
writing these,
lore?
like, what if we had to be different leprechauns and this one's hiding in the tree? Like, I think it was just like, it'd be cool if we started it and he was in a tree, right? But yeah, but I want to do this one. It's fine. Do the fucking statue. I don't care. He's in a tree
I
in this
mean,
one.
the other one, he's already in space when
Yeah.
they're out there. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what do you mean?
It's much more of a just like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
spent more
Artie
money
says in the
on-
origin he's a goblin. Like, it's
Right?
He wasn't even a fucking leprechaun in that movie.
In the fourth
they
movie, they
showed
spent more
one.
money on that movie than they
this
did
one.
the third one.
That's hilarious.
It was the same budget as the second one, so 1.5.
You know what is?
So they just keep
interesting?
going back and forth with it. They're like, this one
Yeah.
did great. Oh, let's give it more money. Oh, that was a
Yeah.
terrible idea. Why would we do that?
Well, the home box office now. Remember,
Yeah,
people
that's true.
kids would rent the shit out of this, so they actually did pretty good at home.
Yeah, and I mean they gotta be they probably made a good chunk of change getting licensed out on television as much as they did in the early 2000s. Like these movies were on all the time on various channels.
Yep.
Every St. Patrick's Day, always Leprechaun Marathon. I even saw an article that says they did it again today in the
Damn.
year of our Lord 2025. Cable television still does it, baby.
I will say, if we want to throw one good thing at Origins, it was the first time they actually shot in Ireland. So it was the only
Fuck them. I don't
it was
care.
the only Leprechaun entry where they shot in Ireland.
It was for the tax breaks,
So at
Evan.
least there's that.
Dude, what a fucking letdown, dude.
No, it's
I was like,
terrible.
oh, it's gonna be scary. That might be a cool idea.
Awful.
Because I was gonna say, going back to that point, the only two canonical Leprechaun like things would be the Hood and the Hood Part 2 and the latest one, Leprechaun Returns,
No.
Yeah.
being the original Leprechaun. So
Yeah.
other than that, you could pretty much just say they're different Leprechauns every time and it still works. It's still fun.
Sure. Yeah. Can't see why not. Some fun headcanon to go with if you wanted to do that. But I like it being the same guy. I like the thought that he went from a fucking hole in the ground in Ireland to fucking, Vegas.
Tree, to Vegas,
That's fun.
to space. He's just
I like
out.
that. Yeah.
Again,
Hey,
I know it's deep in the future, but we're just out in space. Like that, he's just already wooing. He's already wooing a space princess.
yeah, he's an
That's where
adventurous
they
guy.
find him. Like, what is this? Like, what are we doing?
He's up there with David Cronenberg, trying to take care of Jason Voorhees.
There we go. There we go.
I was
Forgot he
going
was
to say
doing
something like the thing that they do in this movie that's so funny is they have the CD ROM of the what a leprechaun, because those are so popular during those days.
God.
The CD ROMs were like all the rage. Like they were trying to sell them online.
Can I say too that I think I don't remember. I didn't watch. It's been a couple of years since I've seen 2, but this is the second film to open up and take place like towards the start of the movie, at not the start of the first one, but at a pawn shop, right?
Yeah. The last
Two
guy.
Oh,
major set pieces. The first film has it, and then this one, like,
They
They
spent
could have made a
long
joke
time
about it
there.
in this
It's that
one.
pawn store, that pawn shop. You're with him for a while.
I need gas money.
mhm.
How about $10?
Yeah.
No.
I'll give you 20.
All right.
Okay.
And he just drags it in there like.
I also noticed after he kills the pawn shop where he's like, "Oh, this killing," and there's something about his shack. I'm like, that's one guy. You killed one guy so far.
Took him that long too.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it took you a long time to kill that one guy.
I thought he was gonna
Yeah.
be in there like fucking like a vampire hunter or something with the leprechaun hunter, and he was
He
gonna
also
like
made,
team up with the other guy and fucking like take him out or something.
He also made a racist joke about
Yeah.
him. That was also something I
Yeah.
caught.
Oh,
like,
the
oh,
ear
man.
thing. Yeah.
When he says it's spicy, it's like, oh
Yeah.
my
I
god.
also love how when he not only does Buddy start turning into a leprechaun, but it's like now he's craving potatoes.
Yes, dude, that was
And he goes,
hilarious.
Like what? It's like, here's your French fries and your scallops and your baked potatoes and your mashed potatoes.
Enjoy your taters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I still think that's a really fun element to this, and it's like each movie too. Like they always add something, a little new power, a little to the thing.
Like this didn't feel like, oh, it's like a cash grab because the first one had a name. There's some fun shit. They were being
Yeah.
quite creative with it.
Yeah, and
Well, it's
that
funny
brings me
because they
to,
didn't even really shoot it in Vegas. They only did for a day.
Well,
Well, they
took
did the
advantage of
major
location when they
scenes,
had it
so-
then.
Yeah,
No,
all the
just
big-
anything that was outside in front of that was the only thing that they did, and they only had a couple of moments with that.
Yeah.
They did it all in one day, apparently, or 1 or 2 days, and then they shot everything else in Los Angeles and one of the Alameda or some shit. I forget what they said.
Yeah, I
This
always
thing
look
you
back
already just brought
very
up is pretty-
fondly on this one, and I gotta ask. So, let's go with favorite scenes. Luke, what's your favorite part of this film? What's the part that maybe we'll go with favorite kills? Actually, let's go with that.
Favorite kills. I'm gonna say the one that like haunted me out of this, watching this as a kid, is the, I guess, sex robot. It turns out to be like that thing was horrific. Like when you actually get to see what it is, and it's got like just this face to it, and then the top and the bottom, and I'm like,
Mhm.
holy hell, that haunted me. Like there are fun kills in this, but as a kid, that was the one that stuck with me. Every time I would turn this one on, I would get shivers at that. Even when I rewatched it for this one, I was like, this is such a jarring, weird scene. And then you have the leprechaun climbing. I think he climbs out of the TV, doesn't he?
Everything from the point
As
that
they-
you get into the elevator with them to when he dies is so awkward.
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much.
It's really rough.
Yeah. That whole back and forth between the two of them, I was like,
It's
this does not
Ah,
feel right.
no, it really didn't.
Yeah,
She
there
had
was
this like
definitely,
accent too.
Why
Did you
was she
notice?
talking like that?
Oh my god! Holy shit, there, Ivan.
Like,
Whatever
she
his
didn't
name
talk
was, I
like
can't
that
think of it.
before. What the hell happened?
Mickey. Is that
Yeah.
his name? Mickey.
Mitch.
I forget. Like, is it Mitch?
Mitch,
I think
yeah.
it's Mitch. Yeah.
Mitchy baby. Oh, I've just been waiting for you to cream.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and then did you hear what he said in the sex scene?
I don't know.
When he was like, before it turns into a robot, he said, "Oh, did I poke your beaver or some fucked up thing?" Like,
You know what else he said? There was some insane. He called it a heat sinking.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Did I
A
stick my heat
heat-seeking
seeker in your
moisture
pudding
missile.
pack or some weird shit? And I was like,
Jesus
ugh.
Christ.
He said, "Is that my heat sinking moisture missile?"
Yeah.
Ooh.
Jesus.
One of the more creative ones I've heard.
Yeah. Every woman and man just went dry.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck, that was a fun one. Yeah, my favorite kill was the one who like wished to be younger.
Oh, Caroline Williams.
Yeah, and then she gets up to her room and her, everything just starts
Dude,
inflating.
she looked hot with the short hair.
Yeah, she did.
I really like the big lips. I thought
Yeah.
that was cool. Like,
Just the way that she blows up and fucking just explodes when she's trying to get to the door.
I think that's the funnest kill.
Yeah. I like how her butt like is not really touching the sides of the door,
Yeah.
but she kind of like makes
I'm
it.
like, you can definitely get through there, but that's fine. They
Yeah,
could have made it a little bigger and it would have worked, but
again, it's not very creatively bankrupt, like you said, Evan. So it's like they really do find some fun things to do here. I thought that was probably my favorite kill as well, but I was gonna say the magician getting
That's a
sawed
good
in
one.
half. That was one that always like got me as a kid because it's like it's real, but it's like like it's one of those things where it's like it's the inception of it, where it's like it's fake in the movie, but like you're watching a bunch of people expecting it to be fake, and it's real. It's like, oh, it's pretty real.
it's disturbing.
It is.
It is
Gets me. It's gonna
disturbing.
be on my next list.
There you go. Yeah, Leprechaun 3.
What would you have wished for? Like that was the thing in the movie that every time they got the coin, they could make one wish, and everybody's wishing for this dumb shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're not very
At the end of the
creative.
movie too, by the way, is they were like, we have this coin now. We can do whatever we want. It's like, no, you had one wish. You can't do anything with that fucking coin now.
Yeah, I know. Well, it said every coin because in the CD-ROM, for however many coins you got from the Leprechaun, you could make a
they
new
take the other
wish.
Coins? No, they melted the thing. It got destroyed.
Oh, that's right.
So they only had the one. So they already made their wish. The thing's fucking useless. It was like, is this going to be like the end of Harry Potter, where they're like, we have the wand, but let's break it? And it was, but felt a little more illogical.
And then this is actually a great point. People talk to the Leprechaun through all these movies, like talking to a Leprechaun is
One of the things I couldn't stop
normal.
thinking about was how quickly people got used to the reality of leprechauns. Like the pawn shop guy sees this guy, pops in a disc that he happens to have about leprechaun folklore, and then is like, "Oh, he's a leprechaun, cool." And he's like, "I'd like to make a deal." Like just the switch that people have for talking to this guy, like it's just the most normal fucking thing.
He tells him the limerick, right? Like it was like, there once was a man with two brass nuts or some shit like that. They clapped together and spark flew out his butt. And they were like,
Yeah.
he was like, that's a very funny one. I like that.
It's also like because in the first one they at least attempt to try to cover it up with like the cop where he's like, aren't you a little young to be out here or something like that? Like, okay, he's the size of a kid, but like there's no attempt after that. By like 2, when he's in the bar, it's like, okay, you're telling me, I get it, it's St. Patrick's Day, there's all these people dressed as leprechauns, but this one looks like a fucking demon.
The hospital
Like,
is my
it's
favorite.
like, this isn't
When he-
normal.
When he comes in with the scrubs and goes past those two, and he's like checking the board, and everyone's just like,
He blends right in.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
No one's the wiser.
And I know
I was
it's
like,
his
where's the
magic
leprechaun?
is kind of how they're supposed to be doing that, but like even in Leprechaun Returns, the most recent one, there's just that scene where the one kid takes a selfie with them. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's funny, but it's like they just accept
You're
it so
canceled,
quickly.
bro.
That was Texas Chainsaw.
Canceled, bro.
I fucking still think that's funny. I don't care what anybody says.
That movie was fun. Get fucked. It was
I know,
awesome.
I
I
liked
didn't
it
like
too.
it. That
Terrible, but
movie
it was really
sucked.
fun.
I gave it an 8. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was fun. I didn't care.
I think it's dog shit, but it was really fun.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Anywho,
But yeah, there's not that many kills in this, really.
9
this is more
people.
just like watching him fuck around. That's the fun of this movie.
I will say that I think the most fun you have with it is his interactions throughout. Just him going wild on the strip as he's going through that casino, bumping into comedy shows, bumping into
great.
everything. It's all fantastic.
Were they trying to do like a social commentary thing of like losing yourself to gambling?
I don't think it's
I was
that
trying to
deep,
figure
brother.
that out. I was like, are they trying to take this
100%. I
I
think that was the inception
Yeah.
of this entire film.
Yeah.
was like, we need a social commentary, and
Yeah.
the third
Commentary
Leprechaun
movie.
installment.
I'm pretty sure they just were like the luck of the Irish, and then they were like, "Hey, luck,
we can make it demonic. Yeah.
Vegas." That's pretty
Here
much
comes-
as bad.
Here
as
comes
far as
Evan.
it went.
I was like, did the director like have a gambling problem and then was like, I need to express myself.
Yeah.
And this is how
Well,
he did it.
I would believe that if the main character just offed, like he just he said, "You know what, pop," and then he was out of the movie,
Yeah.
and it was just everybody else after that. He's really making a statement here in this like schlocky sequel.
Hey, I really don't think it's that deep, fellas. I'm just gonna put it out there. I think that they
That's
were
because
just
you're a
like,
simpleton, okay?
we've made 2 of these movies. Now let's just send them to Vegas.
I actually used to have a severe gambling problem, and then I had a moment of clarity when I watched Leprechaun
watched this,
3.
then-
so-
Leprechaun 3 is
Saved you.
Yeah.
It's healing people.
You go to
of their,
like
gambling
rehab
addictions.
group and they're like, so what was it that made you? It was
I think
You know
Luke
what?
actually went to one of the conventions, and Warwick was on stage doing a Q&A, and Luke was like, I wrote this poem for you. I hope you don't mind. And it was like one of those ones that's way too long, that went on way too long, but nobody wanted to say anything because it would be
called
so
me at
rude.
4 a.m. once and did that. It was fucking weird.
well, it started as a haiku, and then it kind of
Yeah,
just took
no,
on
I
a life of
appreciate
its
that.
own.
Yeah. It
And
was
then they
very-
had to usher him out.
yeah.
That happened to me, actually. I went to go see something.
Based on true events.
Yeah, it really did. Like somebody, it was really sweet and it was nice. And it was for someone for Heather Langenkamp. And they were just like really just so thankful. And I was like, nobody wanted to say anything. It went on for like 30 minutes, dude.
I'm gonna be right back. So you guys.
Oh,
keep going.
okay.
Okay.
He's gonna go make some luck of the Irish.
Jesus.
He's never coming back.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. He got jealous that you didn't write him a haiku like you did for me and Warwick.
You
He's
know,
gonna fill a pot of gold.
he gets
Oh,
jealous
yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. It's okay. He'll ascend one of these days.
I will say that one of my favorite parts in the movie, though, is when he gets bit, stabs him in the head. Like, what the fuck? I was like, that's a steak knife, first of all. That's not going to penetrate somebody's skull. But I guess, you're a leprechaun. You're like soft meat. And he just sticks it in his head just like that. And I was like, ew, what the fuck? And
Is
then
he
he
just like a
bleeds.
bulbous thing of meat wandering? He's got no bones.
Yeah, he's just like one muscle,
He's one muscle. That's how he teleports.
He's
he
like a garbage pail kid, like
Yeah.
just all muscle. But like he sticks it in his head after biting the kid in the arm.
Yeah.
It spills the green blood on his arm. This is where he gets the werewolf transformation,
Yes.
the leprechaun transformation. And then he throws him out the window.
It's awesome too.
And it's just
I
a
got the-
rag doll, which is
Yeah, they threw a
hilarious.
rag doll out the window, but then he like goes to pull it out. The blade just pops off, so it's like stuck in his fucking forehead.
Yeah. I immediately was thinking of how Warwick was in the studio going, ah. That shit made me laugh so hard, dude.
Yeah.
I put a video up on my fucking socials because I was like, dude, this is fucking hilarious. That's when I really like bought in. I was like ready, I was like,
yeah,
this is
totally.
because most of the whole like him transforming, I knew that it was coming because in the CD-ROM, the guy, the shop owner didn't hear it,
Yeah.
but you hear him. It's saying oh, well, don't put 2 leprechauns in a room because they're very competitive.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does that mean?
Foreshadowing.
Yeah,
So
Philip
when
Portugal.
Leprechaun starts talking with an Irish accent for some reason.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna even try that guy. It's not even gonna happen.
Yeah.
I liked him though. I liked his character, and I thought he was gonna last longer because I haven't seen this in fucking God knows how long. I mean,
It's a long time.
it's been a very long time, and I don't, I think it might have been like when I was a kid.
Mm.
So I've had this set right here for like
Mm-hmm.
since it came out, and it was like $14 when I got it. So
Which
it's
one did
like,
that go up to?
huh?
Is it Origins is the last one in that, or is it the one before
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, they
Okay.
have all of them except for the returns.
Yeah, I mean that set came out before Returns was a thing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it did. Yeah,
yeah.
returns is fucking fantastic though.
I need to see it.
A lot of people didn't like it because it's got that, it's like Earth conscientious, but it's kind of like trying to be a part of the times.
Leprechaunthropy.
Yeah.
Marty, I like that. That's a perfect word for it. Leprechaunthropy.
That's
Hell
how he
yeah.
makes babies. He spits
That's
like
like-
head blood on people.
Ugh. Jesus. I wonder if that's how that
Oh.
works.
What was his favorite? My favorite rhyme was when he came in and used his magic, his little nooka powers. He was like, "Oh no!" Like the other guy,
That's
And then Leprechaun was like, you can't use their magic against me because, and he's like,
Yeah.
and for doing that trick, I'll cut off your dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I also mention, just coming back real quick, like he was just laying on that fucking gurney, right? Like wasn't he just like laying under that sheet? when it
Waiting?
popped up.
Yeah,
He's just sitting there the whole time, like
he was
waiting.
waiting. He had a plan.
Just like, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, I picked up
staking
on
out,
that
dude.
this time. I'm like, what's up with that? Like,
Dude, they based Assassin's Creed off of that scene in
Ah.
particular.
really?
Sorry.
That makes sense. Assassin's Creed wouldn't exist without Leprechaun 3 in Vegas.
Little fun fact.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm down, brother.
I think
I'm always
Ubisoft
down
owes
to
them some
learn
money.
something cool. Always down to learn
Do
some
you
new
know,
stuff.
I want someone now to mod the character model of the Leprechaun into Assassin's Creed so I can
There
just
you
run
go.
around on building tops with that guy.
Really hammer it home.
Yeah, that'd be great.
As far as other Leprechaun stuff goes, I did want to mention this since this is slightly recent. But did you guys, I know Luke and I talked about this, did you guys see what Trick or Treat Studios is going to be doing?
Wait, what?
I don't think so.
As far as Leprechaun stuff goes, we're
Wait,
doing...
Trick or Treat Studios. The Mask
Yeah.
Company?
Oh, yeah, but they do all kinds of stuff now, dude. They don't just do...
Right, yeah.
masks. Let me see if they have photos on here, but they're doing a figurine of Leprechaun, like an
Oh.
actual figure, and then they're also doing supposedly they haven't shown them yet, but I saw as a part of that announcement they're going to be doing more like Leprechaun-esque stuff, so probably like a mask, probably some merch,
That's
so
cool.
The sex
There's gonna-
robot as well.
Yes, the sex robot. But there,
Really
that I'm
taking
just
it seriously,
basically
bro?
pointing that out to be like, yeah, there's gonna be, it's coming. You're coming as well. But it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be around. You're gonna see a lot more Leprechaun merch getting represented, and I think that's pretty cool because like they're also doing like Maniac Cop and a bunch of other stuff that never gets like
The gate, I think, right? Is that?
Yeah, the
Oh,
gate.
dude, that would be great. I would love to get one of those minions.
Yeah, dude, they have them. They're doing the gate. They're doing oh man, this was at Toy Fair, Ohio, or no, not Ohio, New York Toy Fair, right, Luke?
Yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks ago
I
ish?
think it was 2
Kinda.
weeks. Yeah. Here, I'm just gonna go to the actual.
Like, I still want to get the Gremlins, like, flashing guy, or the, like, I think that's funny. Although Spike would be cool to get, too. And there's a couple of things that I really want,
Hmm.
Serbian baby. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
They actually were selling that online for a while. It caused a big controversy. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's selling that?
I think, actually,
Actually, I don't want to know.
I think Bureau
It was
Byro of Unearth might own it, or maybe I'm wrong.
Anyway, it was Dylan who was selling. He was making them with his 3D printer that he makes all his fucked up things with.
I didn't make whatever you're talking about, but here, there's some of the ones I wanted to show you. So this is the Maniac
Nice.
Cop. Yeah, I know Alex was going to get a kick out of that one as well. But there's our boy.
Hockey.
There's our boy.
Nice.
There's art.
Yeah, they're doing Art the Clown, but NECA's also doing art. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty good. I think it's a pretty good render. Now these ones aren't like very
2026.
articulated, but
Yeah,
they're
still a ways off.
yeah, they're still a ways off, but they're good. I mean, like
Ooh,
all for it.
Cenobites.
Well, those look good.
Yeah, they're doing Cenobites.
The classics.
Yeah.
That's all of them there for you.
Yeah.
I
those
just
look-
started reading some of the comics, actually.
Luke and I both have the Michael Myers that's down there, and I gotta say, like, Luke, chime in with me here. We never get to talk about figures on the channel, which might change soon. But this is a hell of a good Mikey, in my opinion. I mean, it's not the most articulated thing. It's not like a
Sure.
NECA Ultimate figure, but like this thing rocks. Like, I love it.
Oh yeah, it looks great. I mean, I have it on my shelf right now, like right next to me.
Yeah. Mine's over there.
The articulation, yeah, isn't there, but I mean, it looks great just standing on the shelf. So I'm excited, for the rest of these.
I have not caught that bug yet.
Me too, man. I know
It's
I'm right there with
dangerous.
you.
Stay away from it, fellas.
I've started to get interested, but I haven't.
I just
haven't-
I've
look
had
pretty
people
slow.
buy them for me, and then I never know what to do with them.
right.
I'm
Will you
like,
hang them up? Put
Yeah,
them
but-
up in your environment.
On it, like I don't really. I'd rather just like a poster or something.
I feel you. But this one might also get Alex going here. This is the Tar Man that they're
Yeah, that
doing
one's a good one.
from Return of the Living Dead, and then they're also doing Day of the Dead. So you're getting the Gator, you're getting Bubba, you're getting everybody. So
Is that the middle one? Is that the guy in the beginning where his jaw falls off? Okay.
Yes.
Which is one of the best fucking practical effects makeup jobs in all
This one
three
might-
of the movies.
This might win Evan over. I don't know.
I love that.
But yeah, they're doing all Army of Darkness stuff. So you're getting Ash, like in a retro style too.
I've been really
You're
itching to
getting the
watch
Demon.
recently. Actually, I
you
always
are-
tend to go through the Evil Dead movies around this time of year. So
Springtime, it's perfect time for it. And then Evil Ash, but he's knocked over in the photo, obviously. More Killer Clown stuff.
Do you think they'll charge? Oh, there we go. I love that.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
huge.
that's pretty sick.
Yeah. I mean, who thought they were gonna do this for the gate? You know what I mean? Like,
And they did
that's
the
what-
two kids with it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what Luke and I were saying. Like when this all happened like 2 weeks ago, it was just him and I all weekend long. I was just sending him photos, like collages, and it happens every year. Like it seems like the last couple of years, whenever like Comic-Con or Toy Fair is going on, like Trick or Treat Studios, in my opinion, and I think weren't we talking about this, Luke? I think they really fucking showed up this year.
Absolutely. It just
Mm.
kind of filling that gap of some of these things that we haven't seen. I mean, I never thought we'd see a Maniac Cop figure at all. So I'm
And it's-
absolutely pumped for that one.
It's also like cool because like in the broader horror scope, not just even talking like Leprechaun, it's just cool to see like some of these smaller films that like not I wouldn't say smaller, but kind of these hidden gem films like The Gate and stuff that not everybody talks about, getting some like cool merch, some cool representation. You know what I mean? Like there's it gives me hope for like kind of these nicher properties of getting something, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if they're going to charge less for the Leprechaun because he's like really tiny compared to
Like
the other
half
ones.
price.
Yeah, I'm not to make a joke, but like legitimately, like it's like when you buy triple X or shirts or something.
I don't know
They
if you're
charge
gonna
more.
rip him off of any gold, man.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb. I hate you. But
Shut
these are kind of cool. So we're getting the 12-inch scale, which actually we can talk about that, can't we? No
12
reason why we
inches of
can't. We're already
toxic.
locked in. If you don't have it near you, that's fine. He has no clue what I'm talking about still.
No, yeah, I do. I just don't
okay.
have it. I don't have it near me.
Okay, cool. But yeah, we're actually now we have a new sponsor on the channel, but this is like a permanent thing. Like we're gonna be doing this, working with this company called Abracadabra NYC.
Mhm.
We've been talking to them for a little bit, but we are officially partnered with them. They sent us some products to review and kind of like do promos for. So we have some stuff coming up, and it's gonna be really cool. They do everything from masks, figures, all kinds of collectibles, cosplay stuff. They do magic stuff. If you go to their website, it is literally anything and everything you could want as a horror fan. Like they got NECA, they got all the big brands.
Mhm.
Really, I think the only thing they don't have are like they have a few of them, but just some of the like branded T-shirts and stuff with like all these niche stuff things. But they pretty much pick all this stuff up, and they're great. They have a physical location as well, 3 floors. So
Pretty
it's
cool.
some serious business. So yeah, but I only bring that up because when we were looking at the 12-inch figures there, one of the things that we got is Sam from Trick or Treat. We got the Trick or Treat Studios 12-inch figure and display. They sent that to Luke, and that's pretty fucking sweet. So we were
It's
shooting some stuff
gorgeous. Like
Thanks, Maddox.
seeing
Oh.
that thing actually live was wild.
And you're like, oh yeah, I guess I should say hi.
Maddox. Oh, Jupiter's saying so happy St. Patrick's Day. That's the bunny rabbit. He's not with me right now.
Nice.
Could care less about Cameron and Sarah saying happy St.
Jesus
Patrick's Day.
Christ!
Thank
Wow.
you, Jupiter. Shut up. Cameron's like my best friend. It's fine. It's fine. No. Thanks, guys. You too. I'll be over soon.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
I'm going to hang out with them after this.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna go watch The Departed after this because I watched
Bro,
every St.
don't say
Patrick's
that.
Day.
I was itching to watch that today.
I watch Leprechaun and The Departed usually like within the weekend or the couple days within St. Patrick's Day. I'm gonna flip it on and I'm gonna make myself some steak sandwiches for dinner.
It's got what's his name in it, doesn't it? What's his name talking? Oh, sorry.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Fucking the Boston guy, the guy, Mark.
Mark
Mark
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg?
That's your Mark Wahlberg
Yeah,
impression.
I can't
He
even do it.
says, what can you say? What are there any words that are
Hey,
banned to
guys,
say? in
no,
this
no.
movie?
Can't do it
He says
anymore.
the C word so much in that movie.
Cunt.
I don't know if you're
Oh
like
yeah,
sad.
you
about
can
it,
say
people
whatever
think
you want. You can
say
say
that.
cuss words. It's the
The C
political
word.
words
Okay.
that the ones that involve large spread incidents that apparently take down or get
Can you
they
say
mess
that
with
word?
streams.
Yes.
Okay, well
can.
he says cunt a lot in that movie. Then
No.
it's
a
like
great
his favorite
movie.
word.
I think it's
Great
why it's a great movie. It's because he
Carrots? Yes, carrots. Already.
says it. If we're talking about diamonds, definitely. You know what I mean? Don't be a cunt, Adi.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be a carrot either.
But yeah, I always do that. I always watch Leprechaun and The Departed. Do you guys watch any other St. Patrick's Day movies? Any other St. Patrick's Day content that
I've
kind
been
of
wanting to watch.
fills your schedule?
Yeah, well, I just picked up the Banshees of Inisherin. I want to watch that.
That's a great
Haven't
fucking
seen
movie.
it yet. Waking Ned
you'll love it.
Divine is like one of the best Irish movies
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
I got one. I
Lovely.
just got that recently.
Waking Ned Divine's fantastic. I want to watch that, and I
It's
want
like
to
a
bring
PG
this up.
movie.
It's what?
It's a PG, I think, movie.
I mean, it's not a horror movie or anything. It's just like,
No.
yeah. There's one I want to find someone who's seen it called Stitches, which is an Irish slasher movie with a clown, and it's awesome. It's really great, and I kind of want to watch that again.
Is that the one where they go into the
Well, I think
pantry for a little while?
It's been like a couple of years since I've seen it, but he uses a bite pump to kill it, like blows his head up.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure this is the one. The guy that did it.
That's a great movie, dude.
now is this the one where the dude
Yeah.
like he's the birthday clown and he dies?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've
It's
seen
awesome.
that. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, they hide in the pantry for a extended period of time, and then he somehow appears in there. I think I can't remember.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
There it
it's
is.
I think it's great.
I agree with her there. And then also I absolutely had the exact same experience as you, Artie. I went in thinking that thinking that Stitches was Eli Roth's clown,
That guy.
and then I got
Yeah,
that
that's him.
clarified. Because
I thought
clown
that
is
movie was
pretty.
great.
I thought that was
Well,
kinda
there's-
freaky.
There's 3 clown movies like that are kind of similar. There was a short that Clown. A lot of people think that Clown stole from, that Eli Roth took from, because there was a anthology that had like 3 short tales in it, and one of them was called Clown, and it's exactly the same story as Eli Roth's Clown.
Oh.
And I can't remember what the fuck it was called. It was a really low budget film, but it came
Yeah.
out well before it. And
Huh.
I know that I think there was, I don't know if there was issues with it or not, but I know that it was like total ripoff. Unless it was the same, but it wasn't the same writer, so I don't know. Unless they sold the property,
Right.
which probably they got it for cheap, right? You know, so
Probably.
I actually really liked the short film of that movie too. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
I'll have to check it
Or
out.
like it was like the best thing in that anthology. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. I
it was
like
like
it a lot.
Tales of Creepy or something, or Creepy Times Tales or something like that. I can't remember.
Okay. Oh, I
Anyway.
want to watch that.
Just a
I,
nugget of information.
You know what I like about
also-
Stitches? They used clown lore. They leaned into the clown egg lore. Every time I watch a clown movie, I'm always saying, please bring up the eggs. And they never do it. And that movie did it, and I appreciate that.
The eggs.
That's all I ever want. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that says more about you than it does
I
me.
guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not thinking of it.
Yeah.
My mind goes to Critters too. That's what I think of when I think of eggs.
I mean, it's okay. We can't all be, proper.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Point
Sorry.
being, so the I would say also like Always Sunny is something that I try to watch at least a couple episodes around this time of year. I think that it's like, I know it's not like Bostonian,
Nightman.
but they have the fucking Patty's Pub and everything, so it's always in the mind a little bit.
Do you know they have like 5 episodes that have been taken down from the internet
Why?
because they're too much?
Too risque.
All right.
Yeah, they like went too far.
Well,
So the only way that you can actually watch is them if you actually have the DVDs.
Who buys physical media anymore?
that's why you buy physical media.
Clown eggs in this economy. Okay, now you're making it make sense here for me.
That was good.
Are eggs really that expensive right now in the States?
It's not because of anything economic.
I know. I'm just wondering, are they actually like super expensive?
Yeah, I mean
I-
they're about $6-7 for some places.
I was
When
gonna
they're
say,
normally $1 or something, you know.
I don't think it's like as bad for us. Luke, do you get eggs? I don't know. Does your household eat eggs?
Oh, Ella does. So, but I mean, she's the only one that does. So it takes forever to get through a carton.
Okay, I got you. Because I was gonna say it's like I don't get eggs very often, but like I don't think it's that like I don't really think it's been that drastic personally. Like it's just one of those things where I'm like, I think I get because also I only get a half carton.
Darfelina
You
knows
guys-
what's up.
Mm.
Damon, whoa,
There you go.
keeper of the night, man,
What? Hi.
There's a
master of the
dog.
sun.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing.
There's a dog.
Hi. You curious?
The stream has gone completely off the rails.
That's
Hey, we're
fine.
doing Patty's Day, St. Patty's Day stuff.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of like anything that would be like really good for movie wise. I
I'm
mean,
just waiting for someone to mention Luck of the Irish.
I already
Disney
did.
Channel, the Disney Channel original movie.
Oh no.
I have never heard of that movie, so I'm not going to mention
What?
it.
That's a Canadian classic. What do you mean?
Luck of the
no.
Irish.
I'm pretty sure that's like something to do with Canada.
Did you guys ever see a movie called Red Clover?
That sounds
I've seen the
It was on
poster
the
100 times.
hold on. Wasn't that released on Sci-Fi Channel? But
Yeah, it was
wasn't
like
it
I think
didn't
it was.
wasn't the
but I don't
title
think they-
Leprechaun? I thought they switched
Right.
didn't they or something?
I
Because
think
I remember
they didn't release the full thing on on the channel because it was too much or something. I can't remember.
I
yeah.
think I watched it when it was released. I think it was on St. Patrick's Day, whatever the year was, and I was excited because I was like, "Wait, is this Leprechaun?" And then it was not.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about it at all. So that's why
I vaguely remember it because I was excited the entire day, and then I was let down.
I do remember being pretty excited about that, but then I don't know what, there was something about it. So maybe we're thinking it's the same thing and we just don't.
I have to look it up now.
Yeah, now I just recently looked at it too because I was like looking at movies to watch and I was like, maybe.
So
yeah.
anyway, back to my thing. A teenager must battle for a golden charm to keep his family from being controlled by an evil leprechaun. Not ringing any bells?
Oh, I've seen that. I used to watch it all the time.
From
Is it
2001?
That's the one where
where I'm from.
the villain gets banished right to the shores of Erie, and then
I think so.
And then it's like, well, no, I'm from Cleveland. Was the
Oh,
singer
that's
on that one, so he had to go to Cleveland instead of.
Yeah, they only have a couple
Ireland.
of films up there in Canada. You should know this.
What the hell is this?
It's not Canadian. I looked it up. I'm an idiot.
Okay.
But it's a Disney Channel original movie. Like it's just something that it's kind of gets memed on, but it's kind of funny too.
Why
Well, they get that movie
Canadian?
Lucky Charms that just came out recently too.
Red Clover was called Leprechaun's Revenge, starring Billy.
Yeah.
Zane. That's what it was. That's why I thought it was part of Leprechaun.
Gotta pay the troll toll.
You gotta pay the troll toll.
True. Yeah.
To
Fucking
get
man.
into the baby boys. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna get banned.
Sounds like
Anyway.
a Serbian film reference again, Dylan. You're talking
No,
about
that was
weird
Always Sunny
3D
reference.
printer projects. Is that what you're doing?
What is up with this 3D printing? I don't even own a 3D printer.
Yeah, really. You did bring it up a couple of times.
Like I don't
know
even
what to
own
do.
it, bro. Like I don't know what you're
Get up,
talking about.
He has two. Don't let him
Yeah,
lie.
I know.
Listen,
I know.
listen,
he 3D
listen.
printed one of them with his 3D printer.
Fellas.
Exactly. It was piece by
I
piece.
need everybody to
part by
back
part.
off, okay? I'm getting triggered.
Don't fuck off. I don't have a 3D printer, man.
You guys don't understand the currency of Bitcoin.
Speaking of 3D printers,
It's like one of those
we also
things.
didn't mention this, and this one's actually kind of sweet. So this will get Evan involved.
I'm still not buying it.
But see that right there? Look, what does that have, buddy? What is that?
I can fucking have bleach. Like I have bleach by my bedside table every night. I've got plenty.
Excuse me? What? Are you okay?
Yeah, really? What?
That's not normal. I guess maybe I don't know, maybe for you guys.
It's a Canadian
But-
thing. Fuck off.
I heard that if you put bleach and sugar in a flour with the water of the flour, it keeps it
Yeah.
alive.
It's really good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just found that out today, so that was kind of weird.
You guys trolling? What's up
No,
with that?
it's
Trying
true.
to get me to kill plants?
No, you literally pour like a cup of bleach and like a cup of sugar or half a cup of sugar.
You could 3D print the bleach if you needed to.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you a taste test later and we'll find
Yeah,
out.
thank you. Appreciate that.
If you could
Just put a that's like what didn't they say there's something you put a little bit of bleach in? Some that used to be like an old wives' tale,
Urine.
like there no, something there was something stupid. It's like one of those
it
things
cleans it
where
up.
like
Good.
they're like, yeah, if you just take a little bit of bleach and like ingest it or something, it's like it's supposed to
No.
do something. It's
No.
there was something, but I don't know. It's not true. Don't drink bleach.
You talking about the vid? Because you could
no.
you could get flashlights and shove them under
that.
your skin and
Long before that. It's this was something I remember like I said, like an old wives' tale thing, but I might be hallucinating. I don't know.
I sure.
Yeah. I definitely have enjoyed our conversation here about the
But what other
Leprechaun
movies can we
films
suggest
and-
to them?
Well, no, I'm getting back to it. I'm just
Okay.
kind of bringing us around
Maniac
full circle
Cop.
here. Yep.
That takes place on St. Patty's Day, the very first one. It's not very present, but it's there. They talk about it quite a few times. Grabbers is a good one. That's one that I really like, actually. It's not perfect. It's not the funniest thing I've ever seen, but it's definitely very Irish.
Yeah.
Grabbers is a good movie. I love that they have to get drunk in order to beat the fucking things. That's like so great.
I haven't seen like there's not many fucking St. Patty's Day movies I've seen.
Oh, the Boondock Saints. Anybody seen that?
No,
That movie's cool.
sorry.
Okay.
Can't
All
say
right.
I have.
Who was the bartender in that? He was in something. That was like a real famous actor.
That was Willem Dafoe.
No. There was a firefight.
Oh, I do think it's worth mentioning because I want this to be on people's radars. Give me 1 second here to pull this up. So there is the first Gaelic, like Irish language horror movie that's going to be coming out this year. I don't know how to pronounce the name because Gaelic is a weird language. But Dylan, if I message it to you, can you put it in chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have access to the comments?
No.
Neither do I.
Remember when I got hacked and I like stripped my accounts from being connected to anything? I still haven't reattached it. So no. I just sent it to you on the Facebook chat.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really cool looking movie. And if you want some Irish horror that's on your radar, keep an eye out for this one. It's the first ever like proper Gaelic horror movie. So that's exciting. It translates
also-
to The Ghost.
You could also watch the boy with a hole in the ground. Technically,
I don't know, man.
it's an Irish film.
The boy with the hole in his leg.
Say that.
The
Yeah.
boy, and is it the boy with the hole in the ground? Is that what it is,
I don't know. I'm just fucking with you.
or is it called Hole in
Okay,
the Ground? You know
this
what I'm
one-
talking about, Luke? Right?
Yeah. I think it's just, isn't it the hole in the ground? It
He
has
did
to
the
do.
Evil Dead movie,
I
Evil
think
Dead
it's just the hole in the ground.
Rise.
I think
Hole in the Ground. Yeah,
there's a boy in it though. He's on the front cover, and
Is
there's a
there a
hole
hole
on the front
in the
cover.
and there's a
Right.
lot of holes in it.
Exactly. It's like the Shia LaBeouf vehicle,
Yeah,
the Disney.
the hole's
thing.
symbolic for.
This is it.
Ah,
So
it is.
for me, it doesn't show the English title; it only shows the Gaelic one. Yeah, but this is it. It looks like it's sort of like a period piece folk horror movie, and it looks awesome. Like the visuals that we have so far are beautiful, and the folklore sounds.
Here, I'll
Really...
zoom in.
I think Irish mythology is I may be kind of biased, but I think it's some of the most like interesting and also really really underexplored.
Oh, this
and then
is
at the
coming
end of the
out.
month.
Oh,
Dude, it looks like Legend in that first picture on the left there. Yeah, some like Legend shit.
I have been really excited about this for a while.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know if
those
it's
photos.
premiering at a festival though. In that
It's
case.
Antisha.
Is that how you pronounce it?
That's how you say it.
Okay.
Antisha.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Fake news.
it's gonna be cool.
Oh, let's see here. One of my Maniac Cop boys, take it away. 'Cause I don't know
Funeral
this
scene in one of the Maniac Cop movies. I have a vague memory of some wild shit happening at a cop funeral. An old ass movie, but I don't recall what it is or if I dreamed it or what. Spin it. Tell us. There is a scene, I think, in the second one, or is it in the first? Could be the first or the second one. I haven't seen the third one in a while, so I don't remember.
yeah. The only one I remember 100 the best is the first one because I watched that one.
Bruce Campbell's.
Yeah,
Bruce Campbell's role.
I'm trying to think of their. I don't recall one, but I don't know.
I think
I
it was
don't-
in the second one because they changed up the lore a little bit. Doesn't he like? I don't remember. But you'd have to tell us what the scene is, and then I could probably tell you.
I don't recall it in the first one, at least.
I always think of that one. Do you ever see the Necronomicon? Do you ever see that book, the anthology?
Yeah.
The last story is like, I think, is the one with the cops.
Yeah.
Where they go down into the thing. It was so cool. I love that one. That's like horrific shit, dude. Like where it comes out of his face or whatever. Is that the one? Is that one? Are we talking about the same one?
I can give you so many movies where things come out of people's faces at weddings. That's my specialty.
Or go in them?
Yeah, that too. too.
It's not a horror movie though,
You
but
gotta
it could
see
be
the
for
horror
some.
first. You got to start with the stuff that comes out before you get to the stuff that goes in.
Necromechanimal.
They say.
Oh, he's probably typing some like sonnet or something.
Probably. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna be any help. I have not seen Maniac Cop. Sorry.
I have all of them. I just got them recently. I think they put them all on 4K.
Oh,
Surprisingly.
there you go. There you go. I got hair. I tried to order another one of those A24 like collectors. I hate the fucking packaging they do for those because they're too big. Like Midsummer,
Oh.
it doesn't fit on the shelf.
Yeah. You have to sit it on top of stuff.
They're too tall.
So I got Heretic and the Brutalist, and I'm excited for those. And I also, because I got the region-free player, now I've been kind of like going through some other releases that I can get. Where it's like, Beau is Afraid doesn't have a 4K release in North America, so I ordered a French collector's edition of Beau is Afraid on 4K.
Well, just so you know,
Wait,
you don't need a
Doesn't
region free.
A24 have a Beau is Afraid?
No,
No, I got the
I know
Beau is
you don't
Afraid
need
right here.
region-free for 4K. I know, but if it's like special features are often there. Sometimes you'll get it where like the special features are all on a Blu-ray disc, so then it's like I want to be able to access them. But anyway, I ordered a French 4K of Beau is Afraid, and I'm excited for that to get here. That movie deserves a 4K, dude. It's so beautiful. The whole sequence at the play, I remember like being in the theater for that was one of the coolest things I've like ever seen in a theater. Oh well, there you go. So that's the Italian one, right?
I think it's German.
German. Let me
Yeah.
pull up the one that I.
Technisch Daten.
What did you
Yeah.
think of that movie?
We had a time.
Yeah, this is the one that I got. So it's like a French collector's edition one where
I think
they have like.
we
the-
watched more than half of it, and Christina and I were like, we got to take a break.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, and I heard that we stopped it right before it gets good. That's what people keep telling me.
It gets really good because then you get to the forest.
Right.
It's like the best part of the movie.
That's about where we stopped.
Yeah. There's a sequence with a play when they get there, and it's like no word of a lie, one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a theater. Like I was absolutely engrossed in that. My brother, the first time he saw it, went to the theater stoned. I can only imagine what
He
that.
never came back. I don't know. He's
Ari
still
Aster
there.
was warning people when the movie came out. He's like, please don't take mushrooms and watch this movie.
I really
watching
do
it
like
with
that
me.
movie a lot.
It's great. I'm very excited to like revisit it, and because I want to do a video on it. But I think it's. Well, I'm
Did you ever watch Mother?
I fucking love Mother.
I was gonna say that's a good one you could probably do.
Yeah. I love. I don't. I felt so much anxiety watching that movie.
I really liked
stressful.
Mother. I got a different thing out of it than the whole religious, thing that everybody was talking about.
I've seen it, but yeah, it's
As a creative person, for me, it resonated like very highly, and
yeah.
it makes sense because when he was making that movie, he was like, I felt like a god, so that's why it went that way.
Yeah, totally. It's.
So-
I thought Mother was fantastic. I'm seeing a lot of like shift with Ari Aster's work after Hereditary, where like I feel like every comment I get about Midsommar or Beau is Afraid is people being like, these movies are dog shit.
Right.
Like, Beau is Afraid, I always saw that because it's such a weird movie that like it was.
I get a
going to be
ton
divisive.
of people saying that not Beau is Afraid, Midsummer is like one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen.
The only comments I get about Midsommar are people saying that it's like the most overrated thing to release in the last 20 years, and to me that's ridiculous.
That's blasphemous.
And I will say it's one of the few situations where I think that the theatrical cut is better than the director's version. Because like with Midsommar, it kind of felt like some of the
Meanders.
same issues that I had with Beau is Afraid, where like Beau is Afraid after like 2 hours, I was like, okay, I get what this movie is, but then it just kept like
Right.
reiterating itself for the last hour. And
Becomes a little self-masturbatory.
yeah, the director's cut of Midsommar kind of had that where it was like, it's not bringing anything new out of the movie. It's kind of just like more conversations about the same thing.
Right.
So I wonder, I feel like the theatrical version kind of reined Ari in on that movie. And then with Beau is Afraid, there was like, they were basically like, do whatever you want. so he just did his full thing. And I love his films, but I thought
I find that with a lot of the director's cuts and stuff when they like always feel like they need to add more because there's that buyer's or the canceller's remorse or cutter, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody experiences their film or a film in a different way, so it's like you may think it's important and maybe it is, but once it's out of your hands, it's like
Exorcist. I have the same feeling about. By the way, I think that the theatrical version of The Exorcist is the better version. Overall, I like the ending of the director's cut more, but everything else I like more in the theatrical version.
I like Dawn of the Dead, the extended version, more than all of the other ones.
Sure.
I love it. I don't know, because it's like I want to be in that world so much. So for me, it's like an extra bit of lore. But that's the only one I like. I've watched the Argento one, which is okay. No offense to him. I love him, but I just like the extended, and it'll always be my favorite. But that's like the only one I can think of. I watched what was it, the bunny one, the guy with the bunny, Donnie Darko. The director's cut's terrible. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
it's too much.
It definitely happens sometimes. For like, oftentimes filmmakers get a little too precious about things that like only really matter to them, and it's like there is something to be said for that, where it's like you want their vision, but then it is also designed for an audience to watch. So at a point, It's nice to have another eye come in and be like, this is not necessary. Let's get this out of here.
I think he felt like with the Donnie Darko one, the guy who made that one, he actually.
What? I'm waiting. No, that's okay. He's got something else to say. So.
Oh, my bad. What?
No, you're good. I was just saying. Every time I'm like about to say something, you guys continue. So I'm trying not to be rude. That's all. I was. Just
okay. Well, yeah. Go ahead, dude.
No, you're good. Like finish up. I was just saying, I'm gonna cut in at some point because we're getting way off the path of where I was gonna go back to. So I didn't want to like lurch us back into that piece of the conversation.
Yeah.
All right, Eddington, his new movie. I'm excited for that. Are you guys interested? Do you know anything about it?
I'm really excited. I don't really know anything about it, but like at this point, Ari Aster is like someone where I'm just like, whatever is coming, I want to watch. The cast is insane, and it sounds like something completely different from anything he's done before, which is kind of what I want to see from him right now. Him and Flanagan are kind of coming out with two projects right now that feel like they're in a similar like divergence from what we've come to expect from them, and that makes me very excited. Which we just got a trailer for Life of Chuck.
It's Ari Aster's new movie. It's a contemporary Western, dark comedy, drama, horror Western.
Yep.
Weird.
Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, Austin Butler, Joaquin Phoenix.
Of course he had to get fucking Pedro. Pedro's like a multifaceted actor, man. That guy can do anything.
Yep, Joseph. That's what we found there, sir. Yeah, it's.
I wasn't a big fan of Dream Scenario. I liked it, but it wasn't like. So I don't know. He's been getting a little weird, and not that it's wrong. There's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, like,
who?
Did he do Dream Scenario?
Ari Aster?
Yeah. Or no, he didn't. He produced it. That's right. I always get that confused.
Yeah, he produces a lot of stuff. He produced the Bigfoot movie that came out last year.
Oh yeah, the Sasquatch, Sunset Sasquatch or whatever.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
I do too. I haven't seen it yet either.
Fun.
I'm down. I want to check it out.
I'm open to seeing anything Ari Aster. I feel like I think he was like so scared he was going to be labeled as like one type of director that he got.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like some of it I'm in and some I'm not. You know, it's kind of like Cronenberg. You know, some of his stuff I like, some of it I don't. David Lynch has a pretty good record of stuff, but some of his stuff is a little weird for me, and it just doesn't resonate with me. So
yeah, certainly I would say he's definitely an acquired taste, but like I think he's also one of those filmmakers. I say it about quite a few of the ones that I really like, where I don't, like Evan said earlier, I don't necessarily need to know what's going on in the movie before I go see it. Just tell me if he's directing it, I'll check it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Just out of pure curiosity, he's earned that.
I might not even watch a trailer for it. Because like I don't need to be sold on it. I'll just go.
Well, that's that's what big budget movies or like famous movies. Some
Sure.
directors dream just to have any kind of connection that somebody might say that.
I was glad with the trailer for Life of Chuck. They really didn't show anything. Like I watched that, but I don't think I'm gonna watch anything else. I got what I needed.
Did you watch The Gorge?
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
I really liked it.
I do too. I don't know why. I know it's cheesy and dumb in
But it
some
was just like
respects.
fun sci-fi escapism. I thought it was
Yeah.
sweet, it was fun.
The guys that did the special effects in that did a lot of work on some other stuff. And I just really recently watched one of their movies.
Movie is trash.
I thought the CGI was a little overwhelming, but the stuff that they did in it was so cool.
I also I love Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. Like
when he fell down, it was like, wow, I just love it. It was amazing.
Christopher Walken, what just happened?
Forget about it.
No, I liked it.
I got these paintings that I make in Severance.
Haunted Opus.
That's another thing I've been watching. Severance.
I need to watch that.
It's pretty
I've
good.
heard good things about it. Yeah,
Let me check it out.
It does kind of lead you along, but I think it has enough in it that's not like lost.
Sure.
Or that fucking what was that show that was on Apple about the girl who lived in the house and the baby and all that other stuff? Orphan or
the Servant.
The Servant. Fuck that show, man. Like I was so into that, and it just doesn't make any sense.
The Orphanage is what I'm thinking about. That Spanish movie. That was
Isn't that Guillermo del Toro?
Orphan? Yeah.
He produced
Orphanage.
Orphanage.
He produced it, yeah.
J.A. Bayona, is that the guy who did that?
Yeah.
Look at me.
Some mutterings that he might be getting the Hellboy franchise back.
Oh, really? Where'd you hear this from, huh?
Who
Who told you that lie?
Saw a little nugget about it somewhere. Somebody was talking about it on a podcast or something.
That'd be really cool. But
it's just been talked about. It's not, I'm sure Mike Magnolia is not
everybody's
cool with it because he's just not been
about everything, but nobody wants to make something happen. I would love to see that. I really think like having an older Hellboy too, and then like having everybody come back, Ape Sapien, all them, like everybody's still here, so they could come back.
It's different, but I liked it, like is it going to be
like
perfect? The second
Hellboys.
one wasn't perfect. It was totally all over the fucking place. But it had some cool stuff in it.
Yeah, I like those movies. But yeah, that's I think everything we got here today, fellas. How we feeling? Anybody got anything else they want to bring up, talk about, touch base with?
If you guys want to be blown away, my newest video could cure cancer.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Can confirm.
It's true. Watch it.
I'm fine now.
The thumbnail could cure cancer alone. So
that was a pretty cool thumbnail. How'd you make that?
Well, it was the cover of one of the movies, and I just had the idea in my head for a couple of days.
Well, fuck you.
Um,
Making me think that you were.
It looks pretty professional, right? Like kind of almost.
It does
almost.
look good. It caught my attention right away. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "That's a good thumbnail."
I need a really good, solid push for a video. I just want to get a 20,000 at some point one day.
Yeah,
I'm like at a 17 or 18. That's my highest.
Yeah, it's
amazing when it happens.
Definitely very nice. I'm always very happy whenever it gives me a nice score on stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd
Sorry,
be
I
cool
got
to like
distracted
go to the
here.
hospital, get things taken care of. Like that.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I was so distracted. I went to go look because I was also going to promote the video from today, but then I got distracted by something. So I got lost. I'm sorry. I figured.
No, dude, I'm just making bad jokes, dude.
Yeah. Anybody else? Evan, you got anything big going on?
I'm working on a really long video on The Last of Us, so just keep that on your radar. And when it comes out, please watch it because the script is like over 10,000 words long so far, and it's going to take a long time
Jesus
to make.
Christ.
So yeah, if you just, Substance was around that, I think. But yeah, just if whenever the Last of Us video drops, just give it a watch so that that time is well spent.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, as far as Luke and I go, we got a couple reviews coming to you guys this week. We already said Screamboat, that's coming up. Luke will have a list out next Monday. Mine just went up today, going over
Supernatural,
bizarre,
right?
strange horror movies.
Luke said he's quitting.
Yeah.
He's retiring.
Okay, that's fine. I will get a
It's
list out.
20
then.
minutes of just black. That's
Yeah.
it. Straight black screen
Just
for
black
20
screen.
minutes.
Yeah.
No, it's black, but then every 5 minutes, like a movie name pops up, and then it goes
Yeah.
away.
You hear
Yeah, it's
just
just
a
a
little
little-
faint
little-
fart noise in the background.
Sands
And then
just-
I end it with, it's scary, trust me.
yeah,
Yeah. And then just leaking on the internet, you know.
exactly. Already the first game, by the way. That's which Last of Us, the first game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not all of it. It's just
No,
the game.
Jesus. No, that'd be too. I mean, Last of Us 2 alone is going to be quite a thing to tackle
Yeah.
someday.
Games are pretty heavy to do, especially the second one, I would
The
assume.
second is twice as long, and it's
Yeah.
also so controversial. So it's like, I feel like if I'm going to make that video, I have to make sure that every argument I make is like super cogent and well formulated.
Right, yeah. You don't want to sound like a fuck ass.
Yeah, I'll do it eventually. Yeah, I never want
God
to sound like
damn.
a fuck ass.
And on that note, we're gonna call it. So yeah, don't go out there sounding like a fuck ass. All right.
I don't know what the fuck.
Words to live by.
I don't know what it
it's,
means, by the way, guys. Don't think too much into it, all right? I'm just tired.
100%. We got some good stuff coming up. We'll definitely be back here. I think we have to circle back to Evan's pick next
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
because we kind of hijacked this one.
Yeah, what are you going to pick? Do you
I
have
think
an idea?
I think I want to do The Innocents, the 1961 movie that I had floated last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a floater. Just kidding.
Yeah. Well, there
We'll
you
do,
go.
all right. Well, we'll do that.
It's the same story that Flanagan based Haunting of Bly Manor off of, which is a story that I don't like all that much, but the movie The Innocents is just so well made.
Do us a favor. Please put the link up to the IMDb somewhere.
I can send it to you.
Because
Yeah.
I think the last time I tried looking for it, there was like 800 Innocence movies. And I was just like,
This is from 1961, if I recall.
it's a short review, Alex. Yeah. This movie
Oh my God, they're
reminded
all...
me of going to the bathroom. It's a floater. I liked it.
Okay, well,
1.2 out of 10.
I just sent it to the group chat, so
Okay.
Oh yeah. All
There
right.
you
Well,
go.
we got it, and we'll make sure to remind everybody. But yep, we'll be back here in 2 weeks. We'll do this again.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Joseph, Artie, Necromantic, Cannibal, Darfalina, everybody.
yes, everyone.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And yeah, I guess that's gonna wrap it up here. So,
Yes.
as always, long live the void. Stay scared. And thanks for stopping by. We hope you
And
enjoyed
don't
your
be a
stay.
fuck ass.
And don't be
Don't be
a
a
fuck
fuck
ass.
ass.
Yeah.
Later.
Okay.
That was